Hey guys, and welcome to a rather special King of the Hill. We're going to be trying to prove once and for all who is good, who's evil, and all that good stuff. So, should be some good fun. What's up, Logic, Dutch Flavour, Real Human Being, Biblington, Song, For Poland, Luke, and CJ, who are all already in chat. Quack quack to all of you. Hope you guys are good. We are going to be determining which faction these guys get live here on stream, and to do that we have a little bit of help from Randall's gift. So the way this is going to work is the left hand side, so Valkanos at the moment, shall always be good. If Valkanos is defeated, his opponent who pops in will also be a good sided player. This way, whoever's king, for example if Logic wins, can continue to represent evil into the depths of time and space, hopefully. And to do that, we have this lovely little faction picker. Apologies for the adverts, it does drop above, I can't get rid of them annoyingly. So let's quickly go and see who is going to be who. So whoever's evil here, if we get an evil faction, it will be Logic. If we get a good faction, it shall be Valkanos. We're going to hop straight in. Greenskins are evil. No, greenskins are indeed evil. So, Logic is going to be Vampire Counts. He can indeed choose his legendary lord. I'm not going to force them to stick. And now we're going to keep rolling until we get a good faction, and that shall be what Valkanos shall be. So we have some count action coming in. And who else? I should hopefully got some really wild matchups we don't often get to see. Come on, give us a good one. Nope, sorry, Norsca not good. They're a bad force. Are cows evil? They're just misunderstood. I'll consider that when we get to it. There is, I think, more of one side than another. No! Stop giving us evil factions! Give us a good one! I think there is a way to filter this, which we may have to do eventually. But there's plenty of good to choose from. Come on, Randall's gift, I believe in you. If not, we'll just end up starting to give to the next one. Yes! Okay, so we have Wood Elves versus Vampire Counts. Now, that can be a little bit rough for the Counts in my opinion, but we'll have to see how it is. So, Valk is Wood Elves. Logic is Counts. I refuse to play anything other than Dwarfs. Well, unfortunately, Logic, you're on the side of evil today. What's up, Magnus? Yeah, Norsca is pretty evil. We're not doing any neutrals, I'm afraid. Who gets to decide what's evil and what's good? I do. The Great Duck Overlord. Tomb Kings are going to be evil. They're undead, so as a rule of thumb, Tomb Kings are evil. The way we'll do it, like, I can go through it in a second and point out which ones are going to be good, which ones are going to be evil. I think evil has, like, one more faction, maybe? Off the top of my head, but I'll have to look when I go through it all. Horned Rat sends her love strange rat man things. I mean, you have a point. You have a point. I mean, Tomb Kings just kind of do their own thing. Logic is always evil, says Life. Good to see you, bud. How are you today? France versus Germany. I mean, I think that's a matter of perspective. A matter of perspective. Well, I will bow out. Doesn't seem like Logic is... Well, I know for a fact Logic isn't a Vampire Count player. He doesn't play them much at all. But likewise, I'm not sure Valkanos plays Wood Elves terribly often. So, it's a cool thing. It might mix people up. Ogden's a pretty good guy, man. I mean, he's not up to anything bad. What's up, Sedaine? How are you? We can have a little look. If there is one more evil faction, we could pop Tomb Kings across. If there's two more evil factions, we'll pop Tomb Kings across just for you guys, but I doubt it. I don't think there's two more evil. The entire someone's broken. My day's ruined. I don't want to play anymore, says Real Human Being. Hey, what's up, Tim? How's it going, champion? You've made it just in time for the very start of the stream as we allow people to gather. And you're going to be able to see Logic here, who you do know in real life, I believe, Tim. And against Valkanos. CJ is coming with the exactly. Well, we'll maybe mix Tomb Kings up, we'll see. But we're not going to do good versus evil versus neutral, because then it'll get pretty damn crazy for sure. For Poland is going to be playing today. So we have Logic versus Valkanos. Then we have Ice Ice Baby, aka Ice Power up next. Spudhouse, Katarm, Falcon. For Poland, the Emperor. Dodo Rex, More, Deadly Bunnies, Biblington, Grombrindle. Chad Forgrim may well and truly be the ultimate test here. We're going to be going for about 2.5 to 3 hours, most likely. So obviously the people higher up the list have a better chance of playing, but in this format it tends to be rather rapid fire, which is quite nice. Oh, is this the map? Indeed. Troll Country. No pesky kiting for you Wood Elves. No sorry, not today. No one cares, logic. Oh, the harsh words coming in. So, Tim, for those who don't know, there's a player whose name I'm not allowed to mention, a legendary player in the Total War Warhammer community, arguably the greatest player to ever play Total War in general, definitely Total War Warhammer, who retired, and hasn't played for a while, but does like to tune into streams now and again. Super cool dude, and that is Tim, so give massive shout-outs to him and trying to figure out his identity, but he has retired from Total War Warhammer, and I'm trying to coax him back out of retirement, but I don't think it's very likely to happen. Yeah, for Poland, you're going to be up soon. You've got a little ways yet, but we're going to be going for quite a few hours. Yeah, man, this King of the Hill should be good fun. Like, good versus evil. Mixes it up a little bit. And you guys have made it right at the start, so we're going to have plenty of games whilst people do gather to watch. Oh, let's have a nice big fat stretch. Falcon, not Falcon, I'm afraid. Falcon may join later. Let's check. Let's double check the Discord. Make sure we haven't had more people sign up. Looks like we're all good so far. We're all good at the moment. But no, Falcon's a very good player as well. He's played a few times. I think on the channel already. See if these guys are ready yet. No, still deciding that armies. It might take Logic a little while because he basically never plays vampire counts. Against Wood Elves, it could be pretty rough. He 100% has to bring the Dragon Lord with their version of Tempest. No, Falcon hasn't retired. He doesn't play quite as much as he used to. At the moment, probably waiting for the meta to shift up and so forth. And I'm assuming the new DLC will see him in action a bit more. But he's still playing for sure. I'm going to guess that Tim is Tim. Did I get it right? Oh, maybe. Maybe. No, he's not Falcon in disguise, no. He's definitely not. Troll Country, though, should be a close quarters affair. Real blood and thunder straight out of the gates. So the Wood Elves could go for a bit more of a rush kind of centric. They tend to kite this. Valknos is a very top tier Torment player, as most of the RTK guys are. So I'm expecting to see Sisters of Twilight up in the skies and Hawk Rider spam. But if Logic knows what he's doing, he can certainly pick those guys apart with that Tempest. But it is going to really come down there to a bucket ton of micromanagement. So I have to see if he's up for the task. Yo, Von Carstein, what's up, man? Oh boy, I'm right on time. Hey everyone, quack for the Dark God. What's up, Grombrindle? You should be playing later, of course. Is the question, are Tomb Kings evil not count an Archon? That is also a good point. Nope, Tim is not Aero, he is not Zyphos. Your Logic can't do any shooting, I'm afraid. Let's see. Let's go. No idea what I'm doing. Let's go. Neither do I. Well, both these guys playing factions they normally wouldn't play, which is always good fun. So as I said before, just so anyone who has joined late, as more and more people do gather here, the left-hand side, so if Valknos falls, he'll be replaced by another guy who has to play a good faction. So left-hand side's always fighting for the side of good, right-hand side always fighting for the side of evil. Ready, let's go. Oh, Valknos says he doesn't play a single good faction. Well, that's going to be a bit rough, buddy, because you're on the good side today. But again, it will allow him to stretch his wings out, I suppose, a little bit. What's up, Death Father? Sorry for the spam. Just have a bet with a friend. Love the channel. Keep it quacking. Cheers, man. No worries for the message. Hope you're all good in the hood. Oh, looks like someone has indeed gone over their price. Let's just start up, so when they are good to go, we go. It is not Gobbo King. No one's managed to guess it yet. No one's managed to guess the mysterious Tim just yet. You think Dark Elves are more evil than Chaos? Because it's their choice to be that way. Chaos Warriors are kind of forced by the Chaos Gods. To a point, but a lot of them do cry out for Chaos, right? A lot of them kind of turn to Chaos. Though it's not always their fault they've been in that situation. But they do kind of tend to make that choice for the most part. Who's on the side of good or evil? Is it based on the end times? No, it is based on the Duck's judgment. And what Ducks see on people. Yeah, sorry for the spam, sends one message, I know. But it's all good. He's polite. Yeah, so for the most part, all your elves, your dwarfs, your humans, they all tend to be in the good side. Evil forces, kind of Norsca, Chaos, Skaven, Greenskins, all the undead factions. So if there is a couple too many, what we'll do, Tomb Kings can probably play for both sides. So I'll let Tomb Kings fight on the side of good and evil. How about that? Considering people were kind of arguing that they were neutral. Logic's ready, Valkynos is ready, and we're ready to rumble. Good to see so many of you here today. Hope you will enjoy the stream as we dig in here. Should be going on for about 3 hours probably. 2.5, 3. Depends how long I survive, but I'm sure your energy will keep me sustained and alive. And here we go. Who's your money on, guys? You think good have a chance of winning or evil? Man, Palpatine's such a good player. Unfortunately for now, he's like taking a bit of a break. He's taking a little bit of a break. Well, Tiger, yeah, Dark Elves are evil. Yeah, true. Wood Elves and High Elves are good. But I think maybe we'll let Tomb Kings play on both sides. So rather interesting build, coming in by Valkynos. He did say he doesn't play this matchup too often, or this force in fact. So the cool thing about that is we're going to see some pretty wild builds. For his front line, he does have Eternal Guard with shields, which is a pretty solid pick. You may be wondering why the shields against a faction which doesn't have range, but that added melee defense certainly can come in handy. We then have Way Watchers, 2 units of them, going to be protected by double Glade Riders with spears, as well as the Lost Silver Knights. A very risky pick because Vampire Counts can bring a relatively decent amount of magic damage, but at the same time, a lot of the kind of count stuff which brings magic damage also can get countered by these guys rather nicely. And they've got some fantastic models, so always happy to see them in action. We have Ariel. She's been heavily nerfed, of course, in the past, but she's going to be coming in with Tempest here, which is a beautiful spell in this scenario. We have Soul Stealer, Acorn of the Oak of Ages, and Berry Wine, looking to be a powerhouse in the centre of that formation, and Durfu, a Manticore Summon, and Sword of Daith. All round, a pretty good build. I think an experienced Vampire Count player might be able to swarm and drag this down by sheer weight of number. Boxing against Counts tends to be very risky, but he does have the Way Watchers to support as well. And again, Logic is more prone to kind of Dwarf play. Greenskins he's very good at as well, so he's going into a new territory with these Counts. And in the front line, we have a bucket ton of zombies. Cheap, cheerful chaff here to absorb damage and get killed, basically. And then in the secondary line, we have a load of Graveguard, as well as the Sternsmen. No great weapons, so just looking to grind out the enemy. Regiment Renowned Skeleton Warriors, Fellbats up in the sky. We have a Von Carstein Vampire Lord coming in with that beautiful spell, which you have to bring in this matchup, Storm of Night, though it's not going to be any use here at all. Flock of Doom's going to be very nice, alongside Raised Dead, Invocation of Nehek, and Dance Macabre, but Flock of Doom up against the box build could be quite powerful and could spell Doom for the Woodies. Fellbats up in the sky, going to be accompanying a Terrorgeist, and some Direwolves on the flank. Pretty cool build, I like it. It's going to be a bit of a grind fest. The Way Watchers do have decent targets. Now, one big problem that Logic could run into is he could get the Von Carstein Vampire Lord caught in a Tempest and then obliterated by the Way Watchers. And obviously, he doesn't know the Way Watchers are here, so that could cause all kinds of problem at the start of the battle. Looks like Logic's ready to rumble, and Valkynos saying good luck, have fun. Always good to see these guys quite happy. I don't know if Tim's still in chat, but people are like, I challenged him. He's not Ninja Hunt, no, of course. He's not Palpatine, no, I'm afraid not. I'm afraid he's not. Anything sexy is good in my book? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Cool, these guys are ready and up. And here we go. No, I'm still at work, don't worry, Nick. We'll be going for a couple of hours, so hopefully you'll be able to make it for the second half, or just watch while you're working, yeah? Do like a little bit of a podcast. So the force of the Counts, of course, will be advancing as quickly as possible. Those Way Watchers will be charging back and wasting a few shots straight into zombies. Certainly not how you want your Way Watchers spending your time. But yeah, this Von Carstein Lord has to be very careful. And he does decide to pull back here, realising the threat that the enemy do possess. A volley of arrows does come in. They're going to be aiming at this Necromancer down on the ground, who's basically just being used as a battery. He does have Scroll of Shielding as well. It's not the cheapest choice all round. Necromancer is going to have to fall back here and try and juke those Way Watcher shots, but they are rather accurate at being the best archers in the game. And that poor Necromancer, yeah, seems that they might be getting a pretty bad raw deal. Fellbats going to be pushing forward. They can certainly dive down and harass the Way Watchers and force them back to friendly territory. Durfu's going to be pushing forward as well, looking to protect them where possible. We're actually getting an Invocation of Nehek down, as well as an Undeath Resurgence, which I quite like here, because we do have the added leadership to try and stabilise Necromancer. It looks like that is going to be the case as well. So Necromancer will live. Fellbats are well and truly among the pigeons, though, as the Glade Guard are going to be slamming into the flank, but Fellbats can be a big pain in the butt. The Lost Silver Knights have charged in the front, but the Way Watchers are getting slowly dragged down, and all the while that this is going on, they're not shooting, allowing the forces of the Vampire Counts to get closer and closer. I love to see the Terror guys get a little more aggressive, start doing some breath attacks as well down the Eternal Guard, though it is caught in a rather well-placed Tempest there. It's Tim, you know, milk and cooking. Man, people keep guessing wrong. I'm so surprised. Right, so we're going to be getting a Manticore summon coming now by Durfy, which is a good shout. It can be used to pressure the Von Carstein Vampire away from the main battle. Likewise, he could himself be Tempested for a Manticore, making it rampage and go in the wrong direction. Zombies are slowly starting to swarm. Weight Watchers are really in bad positions right now, being hunted down by Fellbats, but the front line is going to be an absolute grind fest at the moment. Zombies taking on Eternal Guard. The Sternsmen really want to get engaged in combat as quickly as possible. Von Carstein Vampalord is deciding to fight the Ferromanticore. I think it would be a better idea to withdraw for now and fall back, just try to waste it as much as possible. Terrorgeist is floating up high above the skies, considering where to drop in. Weight Watchers have managed to stabilise here, and the Graveguard are coming in for a surround. We do have a Fat Tempest go down on that Manticore. Sternsmen get hit by an Acorn of Ages, doing some pretty fantastic damage there for the most part. And one Ferromanticore has been dealt with. Well played by Logic, getting off the field so quickly. But the Weight Watchers are alive and active. We certainly need to see pressure coming down and attacking them, because they can really do some good focus fire on the Von Carstein Lord himself. Zombies are being getting hit by a Sword of Daith alongside the Graveguard, but they still will make short work here of these Glade Riders and hopefully break through the shield wall. Sternsmen currently just vibing in the front. Graveguard needs to get pushing a little more aggressively. In the distance, Graveguard are easily slaughtering Glade Riders where they stand. And it looks like the Von Carstein Vampire Lord going for the risky attack on the Weight Watchers, which is a perfect pick if he can land, and it looks like he's going to be able to do that. Though he could take some point-blank volleys into face if these guys are in guard mode, but it seems like Valkynos has played that slightly. The Lost Silver Knights have got a beautiful surround on the Terrorgeist. Though Dance Macabre is active, the Direwolves will be crashing in, and that should kill the Weight Watchers, but for the sacrifice of the Terrorgeist and some Wolves, which is probably not the best trade all round. But both Weight Watchers are currently getting forced offline. The Graveguard are doing a good job in the front line. She's saying that, I mean, all the zombies are currently dead. Yeah, he's kind of keeping the Graveguard in reserve. You'll see a lot of experience counts plays this as well, where you just let the zombies fight and kind of slowly die, wear down the enemy, then you kind of reserve Graveguard afterwards. Durfu is looking rather chunky, however, alongside his Queen Ariel, and that could be a problem in the late game, particularly if this Terrorgeist goes down, though it looks like the Terrorgeist was survived for now. Flock of Doom goes down on the Lost Silver Knights, as well as some Glade Riders. Really good cast there coming in by the Von Carstein Vampire Lord, who's now finishing off that second unit of Weight Watchers, and I think the first one's gone away. Disaster! He summoned some zombies on them to try and push them wide, but Glade Riders have intercepted, which is some good play coming in by Valkynos. The front line, we can see some Eternal Guard have now been sandwiched, and it is really slowly losing here for the force of the Wood Elves, but in the back line, those Lost Silver Knights are looking rather healthy. We're going to get a lovely little breath attack coming down the line. Of course, these ladies, or boys I should say, are ethereal, but they're still going to take pretty punishing damage. It looks like the Von Carstein Vampire Lord is even considering some magic damage himself. Both Weight Watchers are stabilised, but down to 23 models. That's a lot of damage output kind of gone for them, and they're wasting shots into zombies on this flank, whilst Graveguard do pursue them in the rear. Sternsmen are killing the Eternal Guard rather nicely here in the front. We do have a fat Soul Stealer going down, but it is mainly catching zombies. One unit of Graveguard in the mix as the Eternal Guard are being finished off. And now you can see Graveguard whipping up and around the flanks, looking to get into the rear of the enemy and pressure. Durfu and Ariel will be big problems in the end game, and we're going to see a second big old Acorn come down with the Sword of Daith popped, and those Sternsmen take a pound, and luckily it's all they're designed to do, and they should be able to regenerate up. In the back line, Von Carstein Vampire Lord is going to be able to just about get out of danger. Good micro here by Logic, pulling away from the Lost Silver Knights. Although he may get caught, no, he does manage to get up into the sky. And now there's a lot of zombie and Graveguard support here. Weight Watchers being forced off in all directions. The Von Carstein Vampire Lord just needs to be sensible, keep his discipline, and get ready to charge at the right time. He's doing well, no. Logic's doing pretty damn well considering the amount of troops he has here. And the Neck Monster is just currently vibing in the back. Zombies and Graveguard finishing off the Eternal Guard. I like keeping units in reserve to wear down the Wood Elf forces, but this flank has gone rather well for the Wood Elves because a lot of his troops have been pushed into the back line. The poor little Weight Watchers are currently running for their lives, down to 20 models. They're being hunted down by the Stalkers, which is rather apt. I'd love to see the Terrorgeist get healed up by 1 or 2 invocations, even get these two characters together and heal up, and come over here and start assassinating these big targets with the support of other troops. He can certainly do a good job, but he is rather thin now across the board, and that is allowing the mobility of the Wood Elves to really start to pay quite good dividends, because Graveguard are being cycle charged by Silver Knights. There's not much they can do about it, though they have managed to finish off one unit of Waywatchers, I think. There's just the one left here, and they're now going to be hunted down by the Von Carstein Vampire Lord. And in the in-game, maybe the big flyers can indeed carry, but they're certainly going to need to do a good lot of cycle charging on Ariel and Durfu, who's kind of living a world of a time, and he won't mind being surrounded by Graveguard, particularly ones who do not possess great weapons. It looks like the Sternson may well be going down here, though. Necromancer is able to finish off these Glade Riders in the back, which is quite hilarious. Necromancers are notoriously terrible duelists, but they're doing a decent job. Whatever Eternal Guard coming back, and a beautiful, beautiful rear charge by the Lost Silver Knights come crashing into the rear here of these troops, and we're going to see some good cycle charging by Valkynos, no doubt. And yeah, they can bounce between these combats, but the Undead Hordes are on arrival. Terrorgeist is floating over, as the Von Carstein Vampire Lord is going to be able to eat up the Waywatchers. With only 13 models left, I'd probably leave them and come back, because I think it's much more important he's used here in this middle fight. And the Terrorgeist, we're maybe going to see a big breath attack. I wouldn't mind one hitting Ariel or Durfu directly on the face, and then just charging it in. But instead he's trying to use the Terrorgeist to hunt down troops on the rear. We're about to see a big debuff come in. Is this a Flock of Doom? No, it's a Soul Stealer. That is a disaster here for Logic, as Ariel is going to get healed up quite nicely, and so many of his troops are indeed blobbed up at the moment. Eternal Guard just about holding firm. Balance Power is dead even, however. The Necromancer finally going to be getting finished off here by the Lost Silver Knights. And I don't think anything in this build does magic damage, which could be a big problem. Again, Flock of Dooms could be quite nice. Looks like the Von Carstein Vampire Lord did give up his pursuit of the enemy. Terrorgeist and Carstein really need to be in this central fight now, helping buff their troops, because the Graveguard are kind of just dying here. We have 82 more coming into the fray, but he needs the support here of his single entities if he wants any hope of winning. I think assassinating Ariel first would be the best bet. She can be slightly squishy with only 30 armor, now that she is no longer unbreakable. Of course, she's already used a ton of her Soul Stealers up. The zombies just about holding the line here. Undeath Resurgent has come in rather well timed, and in comes the Terrorgeist, hunting down Ariel. Valkynos needs to get Durfu and the Lost Silver Knights fighting as one to drag down these flyers, otherwise they will finish off your characters, and that's a bit of a disaster. Terrorgeist going to be falling back. We're going to be seeing some good cycle charging coming in by Logic, which is what I like to see. Lost Silver Knights are doing a pretty decent job, though. The Graveguard are getting very, very beat up at the moment, and Balance Power has now gone in favour of the Wood Elves, as the Von Carstein Lord gets a little bit trapped up here, unfortunately, due to the Lost Silver Knights. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape, and Papa Durfu gives him a big old spanking right in the rear, as the Terrorgeist once again swoops down onto Ariel, doing some pretty nice damage here. We do have more Eternal Guard coming back. It looks like the Vampire counts, in what is generally considered a pretty bad matchup for them, are slowly starting to lose ground. But considering Logic never plays them, he's done a pretty damn impressive job so far, as Ariel is once again fleeing before the might of the Von Carstein Vampire Lord, who I certainly think is the best pick here. I think on top of a dragon would have made him a bit bigger of a target for the Waywatchers, but imagine a dragon impact in the late game here, along with those breath attacks. It could be really quite nasty. I'm not sure if the Terrorgeist has used all his breaths up, but he's coming in here and pinching at Ariel right now, down to 1,100 health, and in swoops the Von Carstein Vampire Lord aggressively. But wherever he goes, so do the Lost Silver Knights, and there's simply no answers left, unfortunately, for the Count's forces, and it seems like they are going to be crumbling, but not before maybe killing the Queen of the Woods. Down she goes. The level of disrespect is huge. Graveguard, 17 models, can really do a number on all the remaining infantry, but Durfu is too strong, particularly supported by the Lost Silver Knights, who have been using to pin in Terrorgeist, pin in the Lord, and unfortunately, it looks like the Terrorgeist shall be going down. What's up, Ice Power? How's it going, champion? Hope you're all good today. You are up after this game, actually. Terrorgeist is going down here, minus 37 leadership. Not a good day whatsoever. Von Carstein Vampire Lord does have Undeath Resurgent trying to keep him alive. We have the Graveguard fighting here, but Durfu, 4,800 health, just far too meaty. We even have Blade Riders return to the field, and good strikes strong. Belly flop from RNA. It was a belly flop indeed, but good. Let's put their name on the board. People were worried with the thoughts of greenskins and the like, but good has succeeded. Good has succeeded. Awesome game. Well played to these two guys who, again, don't normally play these factions. Durfu, 3,000 damage value, 20k damage dealt, 241 kills. Very good work. Ariel, 1.8. How did those Waywatchers do? 2,100 and 700. So one unit paying for itself quite a lot. The other underperforming. There was some good pressure on these guys for the majority of the battle, but still got some good work out of them. And oh my god, disgusting! 3,465 damage value from the Lost Silver Knights is some very impressive work. As for logic, the Von Carstein Vampire Lord spent a lot of its time chasing Waywatchers. If the Fellbats had kind of stayed alive long enough, maybe they could have done that job instead, but still, 1.9k damage value is pretty good work. Zombies didn't do too much, and the Undead Infantry did okay. Nothing crazy, kind of between 500 and up to 1,000 damage value on most of the ground troops. Fellbats did okay as well, just harassing an enemy for as long as they did, and the big Terrorgeist, 2,459 damage value, certainly isn't shabby whatsoever. GG, well played. So, we will be moving on now. Let's just do Tower of Earth. I'm just going to be floating through the maps, doing basic stuff. Always happy to see Logic lose. What is this? I know you guys are big fans of his channel. Aldelmo, how did Valk end up playing Wood Elves? Because it's good versus evil, and you get given a random faction of your alignment. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you, Death Master. I can't see what... Something's happened with you. What is this? You become a member of the channel? Give me 2 seconds. My chat's bugging now. It's like, what is this? What is this? Oh, thank you, Father, for the little sticker and the $1.99 donation. Thanks, champ. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support. But I love the build. Oh, yeah. I built for an Air Force, indeed. I almost went with that. An Air Force could have been big trouble there. So, Icepower, you'll be up next. Password is 1234. Logic is... oh, not Logic. The lobby is... I believe it's King of the Hill. Ducky King of the Hill or something like that. Or Good versus Evil King of the Hill. We'll update the scoreboard. And I'll actually sort out the factions now while we're waiting for these players to load in. So Good has taken a 1-0 lead. And let's quickly get up the random generator. So of course, right-hand side is Evil. Left-hand side, which is currently in the lead, shall obviously be on the left. People are still guessing. Is Tim Sooth?
Onwards, legions.
So, Tomb Kings fighting for the side of Good today, because Tomb Kings are neutral. So let's have a little look. Yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 evil if we include Tomb Kings. And Good, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god, yeah, okay, so Tomb Kings will be neutral, they can play for both. So Tomb Kings will be fine for the side of Good. Today, which is good. Yes, Icepower, join!
The true king!
And evil is Dark Elves. Awesome. Get to see... Oh! No way, Icepower gets to play Dark Elves! What is this? Rigged! Rigged! The Dark Elf main playing Dark Elves. So, Tomb Kings are neutral. So they can fight for good or evil. I completely misspelled neutral, but that's what I mean. And Valko, you shall be playing them. Ice is Dark Elves. Oh my god. The Dark Elf main, I can't believe it. So rigged. It's so rigged. He's hacked my computer or something. They've like hacked it. Oh, that is funny. Yeah, Icepower saying yes. So again, guys, whoever represents Good is always on the left. Whoever represents evil is on the right. So if Icepower wins, he will continue to be evil factions, and Valkynos will continue to be good factions as long as he is king. And whoever replaces him, of course, will be good. And that's how we're going to be judging it. Dark Elves are not a good faction, no. Dark Elves are 100% not on the good alignment, no. They're evil. Dark Elves may be good in the end times, but I don't count end times as lore, no. Dark Elves are most certainly evil. They go to war with one of the most good factions in the game, which is High Elves. And, you know, all the torture and slavery probably doesn't push towards good too much. Evil would be High Elves. What is this madness, Hank? What is this? I suppose it depends on what narrative you're looking at it from. But, for the most part, generally considered forces of good and evil. They actually used to have good and evil and neutral. as forces on the back of codexes. It's all high elf propaganda, I tell you. Propaganda. Let's go vampire counts. Well, we should, well, hopefully get some vampire counts at some point today. It is random factions. I'll try and make sure, though, if we've just played, like, Dark Elves vs Tomb Kings, we won't have Dark Elves vs Tomb Kings straight away after, you know? High elves are evil, I tell ya. I tell ya. I mean, there is no true good and evil, right? I suppose. There's just people trying to survive. There's a few evil, I guess, who are just trying to destroy everything. But that may be their own way. Dowie are the goodest of boys, maybe. Ducky, do you think Lizards versus Dowie is Lizard favoured? I think it's rather even. I think at top level it's 55-45 Lizardman favour. Simply because there's more builds you can do as Lizardmen than Dowie. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd say, roughly. So, fighting for the forces of good are the Tomb Kings, brought in as mercenaries, just minding their own business, up to no good. Or are hopefully up to good today. In the front line, we have a Tomb Guard, in fact. Oh my god, Valkanos, hell yes. A bucket ton of Tomb Guard, and a few Skeleton Spearmen as well, including King Neketch's Scorpion Legion. So, relatively elite front line, at least for normally what you get from Tomb Kings, which tends to be buckets of chaff. We have one Screaming Skull Catapult, a load of cavalry, coming in the form of these horsemen, which is good to see. No archers, unfortunately, for them. We have a Tomb Prince down here. He is going to be on his mighty steed, and his bodyguard duties will be with Arkan the Black. Arkan the Black and Settra are the two most competitive picks, in my humble opinion. Though, of course, the High Queen can be good in one or two matchups. Likewise, the mighty DJ. Coming in with Spirit Leech and Fate Buna. Spell I haven't seen in a long time, actually, is Fate Buna. We have the Liber Mortis, we have the Staff and the Gash, and the Tomb Blade of Arkan, which is always good to see. We do have some of the Snaky Snakes in the form of these Knights, 2 units in fact. They do come in with that Poise Attack, Armor Piercing, always good to see. Nice fun build, I like it. For the forces of the Dark Elves, we do have double Reaper Bolt Thrower, and they're going to be taking the high ground here, and this could cause kind of big problems for the Tomb Kings, because those Screaming Skull Catapults simply aren't going to be able to compare to the double Reaper Bolt Thrower, which is going to cause them all kinds of problems. We have Bleak Swords, we have Black Ark Corsairs as well, guarding the flanks, Dread Spears in a secondary battle line, so gone relatively cheap with the infantry as a whole. We have some Cold One Knights mixing with Dark Riser shields throughout the battle line, and of course it's Ice Power, so as you expect we have the double Thrower Manticore in the sky, and Mama Marathi, his favourite, and yeah, it's the standard way of playing them. We have the Wand of Caradon, as well as Soul Stealer, and I think that's going to be it for the build. Never played Tomb Kings, haven't brought the DLC yet, they're pretty cool. Tomb Kings are neutral pretty much, they kind of just mind their own business. Plus at the same time, the evil have so many more factions, so we're probably just going to move Tomb Kings to good actually rather than being neutral. Just have them as a good faction, because otherwise it's good, evil's just going to dominate the majority of factions, you know. Tomb Kings are good. Tomb Kings are powerful. They don't have any like standout, well, they don't have any super like famous players who play them right, and that's kind of their letdown. Same with Norsca. I still think they're both mid-tier factions who are relatively solid. Although a lot of people disagree with me about Norsca, but I see them winning tournaments all the time. I think people are just a little bored of them because they haven't been updated in quite some time. No, you do not need to bring the Selected Lord, no. It's literally just the faction. It just gives you a Lord on the random generator. You can probably turn that off, but I've just left it on because future streams we're going to keep it. Cool, looks like the guys are ready to rumble, and here we go. Beastmen are evil for sure. For sure. They're like those little pesky little scamps, right? So they're evil, but we love them at the same time. We can't outright in public condone their actions, but deep down we're like, yeah, let's go Beastmen. So the Screaming Skull Catapult, going to be trying to get some damage while it can. The first Spirit Leech has gone down, and it is aiming at the Reaper Bolt Thrower. Not a bad pick whatsoever. I probably would have done it on the Manticores myself, because I don't think the Screaming Skull Catapult has any chance of surviving, but maybe he just wants to try and get as much value out of it as possible and just harass the enemies for as long as he can as well. And the Bleak Swords are taking a little bit of a pound in here. Bolt Throwers are lining up, and it will force them to shoot the Screaming Skull Catapult instead of any of the characters, I suppose. And those shots are going to come in and actually aiming instead for the Knights, which certainly is a good choice. These snakes need to slither back into the darkness from whence they came and hop on top of those tree lines, I think is the best way to go. Let's go, Dark Elves. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Screaming Skull Catapults are launched in. Oh my god! Death Father, thank you so much. Cheers, hype for the end times and excellent, Sir Ducky. That's 488. That can't be dollars. That cannot be dollars. Right? Oh my god, Deathfather, what are you doing, you madman? If you misclicked, please send me a message. If you've sent too much, let me know, and I can, like, try to refund it. Because that seems insane. If that's actually $488, man, that's like my month's earning from YouTube. Like, increased more than my month's earning from YouTube. That's insane. Oh my god, Deathfather. PM me on Discord, bro, because I want to make sure that's right. Like, I don't want that to be, like... I think you've typed in the wrong number, is my feeling. So I will get back to casting the game. I'm just completely, like, gobsmacked right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Can everyone give a ridiculous shout-out to the Massive Father? Give him a shout-out, please. Please, please. What a hero! What a madman. So... Anyway, on to the battle. Sorry, I will get back to that later. My mind is, like, exploded right now, and I've completely ignored everything, so I apologise. Marathi is going to be hunting down the Necropolis Knights over on this flank. Looks like the Horsemen have engaged. A fat Soul Sealer does go down on these guys, which is a really good counterpunch there by Ice Power, and the rest of his army is just advancing. The Screaming Skull Catapult is being focus fired down now by the Double Reaper Bolt Throws, though one is going to be getting finished off here by those Spirit Leeches. It looks like the Skull Catapults have indeed gone down. Ark in the Black is pushing forward. Some of the Sneaky Snakes are getting hit by the wand, and the Tomb Prince is rallying out to this flank to try to deal with the Feral Manticores and Marathi, but there's a lot of flying terror on this side. A huge flank overload has come in by the Cold One Knights, looking just to slam in this left-hand flank. More snakes are pushing, but these guys aren't the ones who have the bonus versus large, or the anti-large trait. But they can still come in and do some decent damage, but it's going to be quite tough because it bunches them up, allowing for Soul Sealers to be really effective. Ark in the Black does run down the front line. Bleak Swords are dying in their droves. Likewise are the Black Ark Corsairs being forced back here by the much more elite Tomb Guard. Looks like King Neketch's Scorpion Legion going to be getting down and dirty with the Cold One Knights. Looking to surround them and help push them back by the Nekahara Horsemen here as well. Doing some good poke and damage to the Cold One Knights on that flank. Tomb Guard are going to be once again engaging with Dread Spears, which is a winning engagement for them, but it's all kind of going down on this flank. And look how disgusting this Soul Sealer is. The value is wild. Getting the Knights off the field, doing damage to the Tomb Prince, and all the infantry is falling apart for the Tomb Kings at the moment. And the Reaper Bolt Throws are just doing some fantastic damage. One has been completely destroyed, but not before getting a decent amount of kills, and hopefully a lot of value as well. Get an Elves! A lot of the Dark Elves coming in and screaming for victory. The Tomb Guard are being slaughtered here as well. You know, Bleak Swords and Dread Spears will eventually grind them down, and they're doing a pretty decent job here, hacking and slicing with their mighty blades, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as the balance power heavily favours Dark Elves, and it was simply won with this blob fight. We do have the Ushopti Summon going down, looking to try to pin Marathi in the Double Manticore, but the Tomb Prince is getting overwhelmed. Skeleton Spearmen aren't going to have enough punch and hold here, and I think this is going to be game over, particularly if they surround, coming in with the Cold One Knights, looking to ramrod these units in the rear. It might even be worth charging the summoned unit just to break them off the field as quickly as possible, but likewise, it's not a necessity, right? Dark Elves can kind of slow roll this. We have this Reaper Bolt Throw. When it's out of ammo, you simply switch the crews around, and you can fire once again because they carry the ammo themselves. Cold One Knights charging forwards, going to be looking to clean up the Tomb Guard, who are still, you know, a pesky unit here. Let's get a lovely cinematic charge, as lances are lowered, crashing him into the Tomb Guard, doing some beautiful damage and work there. Flooding those guys down to the ground, and yeah, these Tomb Guard, they're taking quite a pound in there. Big Wand does come down, hitting the Tomb Prince, doing some lovely damage. Poor little Tomb Prince is running for his life, do not blame him, -7 leadership. And Marathi is hit by the Curse here. The Curse catching a lot of units, going to allow these Tomb Guard to dish out the damage alongside the Ushopti, which is a really well-placed summon, by the way. But the poor little Tomb Prince being focused down by the range. We're getting another Soul Sealer, I think, come down here, perhaps. The Tomb King put up a good fight, but Ice Power on Dark Elves is really rough in the King of the Hill. Though Valkynos is also a very good Tomb King player, I'm sure. Druchi make Mama proud? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, we're all praising the Darth Father now. We're all praising it. I've turned. God is dead. Sorry about the cast in that game. I was very distracted in the first, quarter. We completely missed everything. But what a game by these guys. Valkynos, good effort. 750 damage value on Archon. Really got counterpicked. The Reaper Bolt Throwers really shut him down. And the Scream Skull Catapult still got 400 damage value. But looks like evil does reign supreme today. The Tomb Guard did a decent stats, but nothing too crazy. As for Ice Power, his beloved mother, Marathi, 1,700 damage value. Did some glorious work there. 1.1k, 600 and 561. I actually really like this build in general. I think it's a very powerful Dark Elf build. Manticores only 500 damage value on one. The other though 1.3k. Rebolt throws 890, 198. And what the Corsairs do? Okay, nothing too crazy. Nothing to write home about. I'd like to see them in action, of course. GG. My god, sorry, I'm so out of it. How come he gets to play Dark Elves? Because he randomly got given them. He randomly got given them. Man, dear father, man. For real, I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. But GG's, man. And up comes Spud. So, let's update the scoreboard and get these guys their numbers. So, it is Spud's turn now. After it will be Katam Falcon for Poland, the Emperor. Dodo Rex, Moore, Deadly Bunnies, Piblinton, and Grom Brindle. There may be more weight in the wings as well. I'll have to go check, but that's obviously if we get that far down. So, 1-1. Evil has strucketh back. Let's load up the Glorious Randall's gift. Hopefully you can see that, guys. And let me know if you are seeing the picker. Hopefully you guys are. So, let's see what good or evil does get first. This is rigged. It was rigged, I know. He came in and broke it. So, Ungrims fighting for the sides of good, or I should say the Dwarfs. You don't have to play the Lord given to you. So now we keep rolling to, again, Evil faction, and that will be Ice Powers faction, who currently, of course, is king. My god. I'm still in shock. Oh god. Alright. So we need Evil. Vampire counts? We have seen counts already, but I think we'll allow it. We had a game in between, so that should be fine. And it's a fun matchup. I think it's rather even. So Spud. Hello. Spud is Dowie. Ice is counts. And we'll move up now to... I think it's an even matchup. I actually think it's okay. I think it's pretty good for both factions. I don't think Ice Powers played them too much. The map shall be... Pillar of Bone. Pillar of Bone. Sorry, man, that was a little bit slow, the map there. Let's make sure we have nothing blocking the screen. I'm always so worried when I have that thing that pops up. The faction block, the faction picker. I'm always like, oh no! What counts as evil and what counts as good? Cyrus. I think that's Hank, right? In chat. I'll go over it like fully, what is good and evil for people who joined up late. But basically, yeah, good is fighting evil today. Tomb Kings are going to be fighting as good. And then it's pretty much as you expect it. Do you reroll if they pick the same alignment? Yes. And now we need complex and logic to discuss this. Oh god, do they love this. 4 Iron Drakes is pretty powerful. But there is a lot which can shut down Iron Drakes. Slightly die favoured, maybe. I would argue at top tournament level it's counts favoured slightly. I don't know. Actually. I think it's even. I think it's 50-50. I think at the like mid level of play, it's slightly Dowie favoured. But my god, can Vampire Counts really troll Dowie with their summons and stuff shutting down their back line? Flamethrowers can be very powerful, but summons on them, like, it's a cheap way of getting them offline. Remember to like the stream. Oh yeah, guys, if you're enjoying it, like, subscribe, all that good standard stuff. Yeah, black coaches are a big problem. Black coaches are a big problem. Yes, they do magic damage, but they have the most mass out of any chariot in the game. And they get more powerful the longer the battle goes on, and of course you can heal them. And yes, Dowie have great leadership, but in a grind fight, Vampire Counts, they are none better. They are so good at grinding, it's such a pain in the butt. I'm certainly expecting to see some air pressure coming by Ice Power, maybe double Vargeist, Black Coach, Blood Dragon Vampire Lord up in the sky with Helm of Discord, which is really nasty against Dwarf boxes. A load of zombies, loads of Graveguard, great opens. The Spud House, I think, is actually... I want to say he's a good Dwarf player, but I think I'm just associating him with Sons of the Mountain for some reason, even though he's in reality an RTK player. Very talented player though himself. I think I've played him a few times. Yeah, Flame Drakes can do good, but again, Flame Drakes don't actually do that much to large. It's the best matchup for them to do good damage to large, because a lot of it has weakness to fire. But I do like Iron Drake Trollhammer Torpedoes here as well. They do delete everything. Elite Day Box. Elite Day Box can work. Terrorgeist with breath attacks, though, and a Helm of Discords can destroy die boxes quite comfortably. I honestly think it's pretty 50-50, but I mean, that's again from just my experience in tournaments and what I've seen. There's a lot of this stuff is very much, you know, what stream you managed to catch at the time. But I think the fact people debate it probably means it's relatively close. Maybe it is actually top level slightly Dowie favoured, but there's just less top tier Dowie players, so you don't see it as often. So when you see it, it tends to be, you know, a more comfortable vampire count main. So you could be right, it could well be Dowie favoured. Looks like we have double Bolt Thrower coming in. Bolt Throwers are one of these weird units which are pretty accurate. I don't like them that much myself, but they are anti-large and they are cheap. So against counts, I can certainly see the allure of these guys. We then have a load of Slayers. So Slayers, and Dragonback Slayers. Good amount of Slayers, I think can work quite well. Flame Cannons can do devastating damage to Graveguard in this matchup as well, but they're very risky. We have Dwarf Warriors holding down the front line, dotted all the way along, including the Grumbling Guard, a unit I haven't seen in an absolute age. These guys have such a cool colour scheme. The green actually really works with Dwarves, which you wouldn't think it does. They're all Grumblers, which does mean that they're going to be given extra vigour to nearby friends, as well as immune to psychology, which is quite nice, which they have themselves. And they have Miners of Blast and Charges to help clear out the chaff. Looks like we're going to be getting a bit of box. And a Rune Lord, which is a little risky, because he can be sniped out very comfortably. But Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin is nice. I myself prefer Grombrindle, but again, he's far more expensive. And we are going to see Iron Drakes. So 1, 2, 3 units of Iron Drakes, all the basic ones, taking a defensive formation. I'm a big fan of this Dowie build. Again, though, I'm not sure if Spud is a Dowie player. Likewise, I don't think Ice Power is a Vampire Count player. But again, he's a very experienced tournament player all around. We have Fellbats up in the skies, as well as a Lamian Vampire Lord. Okay. This is a cool pick. The lady coming to war. She does Seduction, which is Area of Effect, I believe. Yes, around self. That's going to be very powerful up against the Dwarfs. We have Lightning Reflexes, Pendulum. That's nasty. Raised Dead, Invocation the Heck, and the Pestilent Breath. We do indeed have a Black Coach. We have Black Knights, who their micro is going to have to be on point to Cycletage to get their value. I prefer to see them with Lances. We have a Graveguard with Great Weapons, dotted down the secondary line, Zombies in the front line, and that is going to be it. Honestly, a pretty solid build. We do have a Necromancer down on foot as well, being used as a mana battery, which is so often the case. No cannons, I'm afraid. What's up, Cat Morgan? How you do, almighty King of the Ducks? Here, Grombrindle, just straight up, Chad. Chad. Yeah, it's slightly more onion. A little bit more onion than straight box, which is better I would argue in like 8 to 9 matchups out of 10, onion's better than box. I think box has a lot more weaknesses to onion and is a lot more risky. But that's boxers in general. I think they're a roll of the dice where you're slightly against the odds, because if people are prepared for boxers, they're pretty hard to win with. I actually am a big fan of this build all round. You've got the Slayers protecting up against fast-moving Black Knights and so forth. And if Ice Player wanted to play this super slow, I'd also recommend getting Graveguard and Zombies around the flanks. There's nothing to stop him doing that. And then collapse down on the Slayers, because these Black Knights and Black Coach will have a trouble. Buffers have done some really good damage straight out of the gate. Pretty impressed. They're relatively accurate. The nasty Vampire Lord is hunting over top of the Dowie Force at the moment. Iron Drakes are raining up against the Vampire Lord. Probably going to see a big breath attack come down on the Grumbling Guard. That'd be my bet for a target. And as you can see, the Flame's going to tickle her, but not really do too much damage. We are seeing a zombie summon in the front line, trying to bait out Miners blasting charges, and it's kind of working quite well. A lot of the Miners are shooting into zombies, which is not what you want to happen. You want them to shoot into those Graveguard. Fellbats darting down into the back line, looking to harass the Iron Drakes. And where's the Black Coach? Currently hiding in the trees. Front line, you can see zombies getting absolutely roasted, as is to be expected. Sternsmen, who have a weakness to fire, getting lit up by the Iron Drakes. Though we do have Seduction going down, and some poor Iron Drakes are getting hunted right now. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin has come down on the Vampire Lord dress. Dragonback Slayers are hunting her down, and this could be a huge throw right now. But we have Black Knights come in to try and rescue the situation. Those Iron Drakes have taken quite a pounding at the moment. And a Pendulum. Oh no! This is going to be disgusting! Oh, catching those Dragonback Slayers. Not doing as much damage as I thought, but also clipping at those Dwarf Warriors in the back. Iron Drakes are switching of fire, and I need to try this for Iron Drakes meta. It looks really fun. I haven't played Dwarfs competitively for quite some time, but I'm always itching to get back into Dwarfs more and more, but no one picks counts against me, and maybe this is the reason why, because the Iron Drakes are doing some lovely work right now. Well-placed Zombie Summon is going to be going down on the Dragonback Slayers, though, looking to pin them down. Slayers have managed to clear up these Bolt Throwers, and the Black Knights really struggling in the back line. They're even down, and it looks like they are going to connect with the Bolt Thrower this time. Those Slayers are once again counter-charging. Get back here! They scream with their axes, but I think Ice Power most likely is going to pull back. Graveguard are slowly chopping their way through the front line. Sternsmen are struggling. Black Coach only got 2 kills. It really needs to get moving as much as possible. Big Breath Attack does come down the line, roasting some Dragonback Slayers. A really nice pick up there, and it's certainly not over yet. Bounce power is Dwarf favoured, but we've got Graveguard starting to push into the back lines now. And the front line is being played up. Good play by Ice Power. This is just experienced tournament play. It doesn't matter which faction you are. You see the front line is beleaguered, holding back a lot of your troops. Hammer them from the rear with your big monsters and your fast-moving troops. Clatter into the back of the enemy, as she's doing to these miners. And all of a sudden, all these ground troops can now start flooding into the Slayers and the back line. A little bit of lag, which is sad to see, but hopefully they do stabilise in a moment. It's been good for the most part. A little lag early on, and it kind of stabilised. What's up, Raptor Man? Norscan Onion. Oh, hell yeah. Norscan Onion's amazing. What's up, Raptor? Hope you're all good. The Halberd main. Hopefully Spud doesn't disconnect. I think it is most likely on his side because we had Ice Power in the last game and it was absolutely fine. And it was going good for quite some time. So it seems to be stabilising. Come back to us. Live! Someone use Invocation of the Heck on Spud's computer. It looks like it is working, as the Iron Drakes do slowly get destroyed. This Black Coach may carry the victory, which is slightly worrying. A lot of the Iron Drakes are now fleeing, and the Slayers are going to have to move in to intercept Graveguard, which is not something they want to do, and that will allow the Black Knights to then start hunting down the units they really want to get on. Vampire Lord could honestly fly over here and just kill the Rune Lord. He's by himself fighting some Sternsmen, who are regenerating quite nicely here. No! No, I believe in you, Spud. Use the Skaven trickery to your advantage and all against you. The Dwarfs even slower than usual, it would seem. The Dragon Knight, we should be able to get a nice slow motion charge here down, hopefully onto the Rune Lord. So let's get a glorious view of those winged beasts that does come down and crash in a rather janky fashion there. That Rune Lord could well be dead right now, particularly if he gets debuffed on him. He could be in all kinds of trouble. Another massive pendulum is going to catch both units of Slayers, which is, again, a real worry. And it's going to crash down, not doing the most damage, but still decent work. Iron Drakes are alive in the central pocket, but the bounce power is now in favour of the Vampire Counts. And this is kind of the problem for Dwarfs. They do a load of damage initially in this matchup, and then get dragged down. Real human being, you do. Oh, you just doing human things, indeed. What's up, Harmon? How's it going? Spud competing with Void for the biggest potato. Spud was doing fine. Like, he loaded in quickly and stuff. I think his internet might just be bugging, but that's fine. I mean, it could be me even because, like, we're all connecting. It's not necessarily how good the internet is. It's just how good it is connecting abroad and so forth. But it seems to be back up and now, so I'm not sure what was going up there. But Black Coach does hammer in, and there's not that much can kill this. This is kind of the problem if you don't bring Grombrindle. Yeah, you got the Rune Lord, but he can be sniped out. We only have Dwarf Warriors and Miners looking to protect him. The Vampire Lord seems to want to pull out. I would stay and fight, because you can kill that Rune Lord quite comfortably. Iron Drake's trying to rally in the centre of this formation, but it is looking very bad for the Dwarf forces now. After such a solid start, Slayers are starting to get caught up and dragged down due to some good pendulums, but these Slayers getting killed by Graveguard's really rough. We have 44 here, but the Black Coach can simply walk through them, and yeah, Dragonback Slayers might be able to slow you down, but you need them plus the rune, really, to pause the Black Coach in its tracks, because there's so much mass. Up to only 18 kills, but getting some probably solid damage value, I'd assume, and it's so healthy in the late game here, which is kind of causing all problems. Only 600 damage value, but again, it's breaking the leadership and morale. Goose should rule the world? Did you say geese should rule the world? That seems rather rude to me. Quite a goose, indeed. Well, some goose is nibbling at Spud's internet. I've had Spud House, I think, on the channel before, and he's been fine, so it might be just a one-off thing for him, sadly. But I honestly think it's a little doomed now. Like, the Vampire Lord's been hit by Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, but there's no Slayers nearby. She can suddenly get up into the air, and the Sternsmen, though they took a pounding early on, are simply just getting kind of back into the action and healing up. Invocation Head coming down on more Graveguard as well. Black Coach is just bouncing between Slayers right now who have been pinned in by Graveguard, which again is the type of combat they don't want. Drakes in the back line are being cleared up by the Black Knights, who are going to feast upon the souls of this Bolt Thrower and Iron Drakes, who are doing a good job though. Looks like they may be able to get rid of some Graveguard, but a lot of the Dire forces are starting to waver and break. Black Coach is now reaving between the Iron Drakes, doing some massive damage. Likewise, it's the Vampire Lord. Hey, I don't need to be over here. I can drag Miners into Graveguard and Sternsmen. I'm going to let them get the kills instead. Float over to here where there is no Slayers, and quite happily go about my Butcher's work. Necromancer even has 11 kills. There are some Dragonback Slayers here, but only 2. And they're going to face their end, I think. Unfortunately, not against the Dragon where they'd like it, but to the hands of a Necromancer, which is far more dishonourable. It looks like Spud is going to be backing out there. Yes, yes. Yeah, so I was actually talking about like having a duck faction. I'll get to it in a minute because I got like geese would be like the monstrous infantry, swans would be like the characters, ducks would be like your basic troops, right? But yes, well played to Spud, and this is kind of the problem I find with Dowie. The Iron Jakes did a good job. 400, oh my god, not that much damage value. I say that as I hover over one, which got 2,100 damage value. Ridiculous stuff, but the others really didn't pay for themselves. Maybe cutting the bolt throws, I think would be a good idea. They're pretty cheap, and they did okay damage from the off, 400 each. Trying to focus on those black coaches. Maybe they're really good for Mortis engines, though. Slayers, 1.2, 1.3, 700 and 572, so pretty solid work from them across the board. Grumbling Guard as well. A nice central anvil. 700 damage value from them is very impressive stuff. Mighty Blast charges did okay. Likewise, the Dwarf Warriors, nothing to be too special. Poor little Rune Lord, only 256. As for Ice Power, Evil once again has claimed victory. 1.7k damage value there from the glorious Vampire Lordress. Necromancer did okay. Graveguard 1.1, 970, 1.3. 1.3 and 800, and yeah, it really became kind of just a grind game. Black Coach was so healthy in the late game with plenty of room to heal, up to 662 damage value, but so good at breaking them out and pushing away those troops, which can cause kind of all sorts of problems. 28 likes and 5,000 people watching, what is this? What is this madness? Ducks would be the ammo for Doom Diver catapults, that would work amazing in fairness. GG. So up next, we do have Catan. So Catan, if you're watching, buddy, it is your time to shine. I don't know if I have him on my friends list. So I'll message him on Discord. And we can sort out their builds. What we do? Catan. You are up, champ. Cool, I mean, while we do that, because we know there needs to be one good, one evil. Oh. No worries. I feel like Aryan 71 is Catan. If so, he says he wants to be pushed down. Yeah, so Falcon is up. So Falcon, you are up. So we'll move Catan just down until he's kind of ready, right? And Evil has claimed a victory. So let's move over to the scoreboard. Boop. 2-1. And we'll wait for Falcon to emerge. Duck's special power should be denying people sleep by quacking outside their window. Oh, that is amazing. It's not Falcon, it's Falcon. Falcon. Sorry guys, I don't know if I mispronounced that. So, let's get the faction picker back up. Hopefully you guys can indeed see this. And let's see who's good and who's evil. Evil for the win. So like Petersburg, maybe hoping for some beastmen here. Yeah, it's Falcon. Looking to overtake Falcon maybe. As the lead bird. So evil shall be VP. And then we just keep going until we get a good faction. So good factions are Bretonia, Dwarfs, Empire, High Elves, Lizardmen, Tomb Kings, and Wood Elves. And everything else is evil. We are counting Tomb Kings as good guys. Empire! So Empire versus VP. Let's get rid of that. So, hey. Falcon is Empire. Ice is VP. And the map shall be, let's go Prague. So, relatively solid map. Falcon is Demigod. Oh, nice. Coast, baby! Indeed. Is this the first time we've had Coast today? Falcon Punch for the greater good. Who are you guys rooting for? Good or evil? Let's see. Like, yell good, yell evil, yell more ha ha ha. And let me know what's up. Ice Power seems to be well versed here. He's got like builds prepared straight out the gate. I think he's a more experienced tournament player than Falcon. But Falcon's certainly no slouch either. He has played in multiple tournaments as well. For Sigma, Screams the Emperor, we've got some evil as well. Real human being in Petersburg. Claiming evil is the way. It is the path to many, many powers. Some consider unnatural. Playing for the Knights of the Blazing Sun Rush. Oh man, that'd be dope. That'd be so good. You copied Intesti's VP versus Empire build. Is it nice? Oh, you think that's what ICE has done? I mean, that's a good way of honestly getting good builds. Just look at experienced players, take their builds, and then, like, turn them so they suit you. Because if you just use someone else's build and it doesn't suit your playstyle, you're probably doomed. Petersburg being the ultimate mod today. I just realised I hadn't clicked on like. Have you pressed it? It's like on the end of the Nakai video I did, where I was like, oh hey, Nakai liked the video, will you? The horned rat and the 8-pointed star. Yes, yes, yes. I said yes, yes on the train today. I actually went to a board game cafe, which was amazing. Anyone in London, underneath Waterloo Station, there's like a graffiti tunnel, and there's a cafe there. And when you go in, you book a table for like as many hours as you want. I recommend like at least doing 2. It's really cheap actually. It was really cheap. They're so good. They give you food, drinks, whatever you want. They'll cook it and supply you and all that good stuff. And there's like a couple of 100 board games just dotted all around the wall, and you can just take them off the shelf and go play them. It is such good value for money. It was amazing fun. I had a really good time. But on the train there, some lady was like talking to some guy on the train. She's like, "Oh, if I make it," and I was just like, "Yes, yes, Skaven," looking to like assassinate her on the way. Yes, Wicked D, the god, the man, the myth, the meme. How's it going, champ? Hope you're all good. All geese are evil. I think at heart they are a little bit more evil than ducks. Ducks seem like they just want bread, they want a vibe. Geese just want to like ducks want to rule the world. Geese want to watch the world burn. I think that's the difference. So they're natural allies for now, but maybe when there's no humans left, they become kind of the enemy, right? Sounds like this place called Science Bar in DC. Oh man, it is so cool. Hello from Africa. Hello, Africa. Hope you're all good out there. Rules are for cowards. We are using banner rules, though we will be altering them probably coming in the future. I don't want to like say what I'm going to alter because people will argue in chat, and I would rather not start all that rubbish again. But I think I'm going to like change some stuff, you know, but not too much. I'm waiting to see how the fruit rules pan out because I'm going to recommend some changes to them, and yeah, we'll see how we go from there. A duck bit me once when I was feeding them bread. Maybe it was just like overzealous, you know. Maybe it was like a little love nibble. The OG game shops are so... Oh man, it was so good. Honestly, Deathfather, it was so fun. Obviously, because of COVID, I haven't been able to go in ages, but me and a group of friends are starting up kind of like a board games like little group, and we're going to pull in some money. We've already got some board games. When we're done with them, pour in some money, get some more. And we're going to rotate, so we're going to go around their house, play some games, come around my house, play some games, and then go to a shop and play some games, and kind of doing a little rotate. It's really cool. Oh man, Wicked D, I've been to Warhammer World as a kid. Well, not as a kid, I was like an early teenager, I think. They have some really cool stuff at Warhammer World. It's up in Nottingham. I was playing in a tournament there. And they have Bugman's Bar, and you can buy a Bugman's. So if you're a Die fan, mate, I'd recommend going. And the ducks were just swarming everyone. Oh my god, the Revenge of the Ducks. They're all evil. How about an actual bar with a bar in it? You can buy alcoholic drinks there. It does actually have a bar as well, but you can do both. But I stopped drinking a while ago. I drink like very occasionally, but not like heavy amounts anymore. So for Falcon, trying to come in and separate his name from Falcon, we have Flagellants and Single Suns dotted all the way along. So a load of unbreakable troops, which is nice to see, as well as some swordsmen. Single Sun's going to be holding the line, and there's just an insane amount of archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kind of cool. You don't really see archers that much. Normally you see huntsmen, I'd argue, in this matchup, but they're cheap, they're cheerful, they're here to pack a punch. Is there going to be any mortar pressure? It seems not, so I actually really like this pick coming in. I think that's quite smart. We do have Knights of the Blazing Sun, so someone in chat, I can't remember who it was now, was asking for Knights of the Blazing Sun, and we have 3 of them for you, so I hope you're happy. 5 damage, good all round, can take a lot of long-range pressure, however. And we have Vogmod the Grim, of course, the big pimp daddy himself, who can just do disgusting work, come with all his buffs and banishments. Bright Wizard, Burnhead, Flamesword Rune, Fireball. Yeah, pretty nice. 4 ice power, so I'm not sure if this is Intesti's build or not. We have polearms, as well as deckhand mobs, dotted all the way along the front line. A load of bombers in the secondary formation who will get slaughtered by those archers. but maybe not, because they've got a lot of range support in the back to counterfire. We have zombie pirate gunnery mob handgunners. No, maybe it's on Ice's end. Like, it's lagging a little bit, which isn't good to see. We'll have to see how this plays out and if it goes on too much. We have deck gunners as well in the back here. We have scurvy dogs, 1, 2 dotted throughout. More deck gunners as well, so 3 units of them in fact, and sirens on the flank. Of course, they do come with that ethereal, which is quite nice here, though Volkmar will butcher them where they stand. And for Noculus, I think Noculus is kind of making a comeback in the metro a little bit, now that people have got over Luther Harkin and figured him out a little bit. He has Captain Roth's Moondial and Wraith of the Storm. So good to go and ready, lads. Best looking cav in the game, man. They look awesome. They look very cool. Are you even British if you don't drink pints or gin? It depends. You can be from the Midlands if you drink a lot of cider. Zypher, Nagaroth Dragon Princes. It's hard to top that cavalry. Though I would argue the original design for Horned Ones is very beautiful, where they're like Temple Guard, but it never got released, unfortunately. So this is Antisty's build. I mean, if you're going to steal from the best, right? Like, Antisty is probably the best VP player right now. It's hard to think. Is there a better VP player? Maybe, maybe not. What's up, Jay Phoenix? How are you doing? Hope you're all good. My favourite Phoenix, I think. Actually, I can't say. I think there's more Phoenixes, right? Phoenix King is also around. Phoenix King is also a champ, so. The Knights are going to be flanking left and right. And I mean, the fire damage, they should be doing good shock damage to the Sirens at least, though, of course, fire isn't the same as magic. Archers are pushing up, looking to rain fire down upon the enemy. The problem for them is going to be these deck gunners, who are going to counter shoot them rather nicely. We do have a zombie summon coming in the front line, but some swordsmen can push up to interfere. And it's going to be a real tough fight, I think. It's really going to come down to who gets the initial good engagements. Do the archers or do the range of the VP? It's a very nice defensive formation. Once again, onion in, not box in. And this is what I love to see, because I think it's far, far better. Knights of Blazing Sun do take a bit of damage. They're pushing out on the flanks here, but archers are really starting to pound down the bombers. Annoyingly, of course, they are undead, so they're going to crumble rather than get completely destroyed. So they're still going to get some ridiculously good damage value, despite the fact normally, of course, they'd be running here. But the game crumbling is going to be worked into their cost, so it makes sense, right? Silver Suns are getting bombed a little bit, but so is the Pirate Gunnery Mob health here, not having a too good day. Sirens are surrounding some of the lunatics of Sigma, but Silver Sun's getting a bit of a pounding on this flank as well. Count Noculus is dueling Volkmar, who doesn't really have anywhere good to go. Like, he can push into the back line where he's going to get shot from all angles. He needs to time a charge with the Knights, I think. A lot of the undead forces are getting forced off. I'd love to see us Brighters do some burning heads down the line, probably on these gunners to try and get rid of them. What are the Knights doing? They're fleeing from Sirens for now, and the ones in the back are being harassed. They've done a good job just breaking the scurvy dogs, and doing a good job to his deck gunners. Falcon is just hitting and running on a beautiful burning head. Does go down the line, catching the zombie pirate gunnery mobs, which is really good to see. Paul Von Monogrim is getting lit up, but is pushing to the back line. Oh, I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't think it's going to have enough to shut them down. Archers have done a good job, but they need to push now. Everyone needs to get real aggressive and start shutting down this back line. Banishment, it does hit the deck gunners, but doesn't do much damage to them. And Volkmar, oh, I think he just pushed without support too much, and he's getting lit up right now. Count Noculus is showing back. Knights of Blazing Sun doing a good job, though, finishing off these deck gunners, and in the back line, all the Scurvy Dog support is being beat up for good. Big shots of Doom do come in the back line. Volkmar needs to make a run for it, but 700 health. If he runs this way, I think maybe he can get out there alive and maybe survive the pressure from the deck gunners, but he's going to stick it out. The Empire are now flooding through. It's still quite a close game. If Volkmar wasn't dying here, I think this would be Empire favoured. Archers do rain in shots. It looks like the bombers will be going down, but there's so much guns. Volkmar falls, and without Volkmar, it's going to be super, super rough. Now, there is a load of archers. Archers can rain in fire and do some really good jobs. One is taking down a lot of these troops, but now the Sirens are going to cause all kinds of problems. Knights of Blazing Sun do get in here and engage. Looks like they're even going to take the Sirens head on. That's what we like to see. The brave men following in King Theoden's suit and charging headlong into danger. Fortunately, Knights of Blazing Sun are terrified at this point. They did a good job all round getting into that back line, but it was kind of like the Knights go on the back line, then Volkmar go into the back line rather than at the same time. And if they get at the same time, they cause way more carnage. Deck gunners have been forced off here. They are running for their lives. And in front line, we can see some of the gunnery mobs are getting shut down here. I love these little lunatics swinging their mighty maces around, trying to clobber down the enemy, but I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late. Firewall does come in, aiming at the deck gunners, just about skimming and singeing them a little bit. Bombers will be going down to the kite potential of the archers, and I love to see the archers in play. They're so cheap and I think really underused. And they're good in this matchup, I think. They can take down the enemy, of course. Mortars can be a threat to them, but they're so cheap, do you really mind anyway? In the back line, Sigma Suns have managed to push through, and a Flame Sword Rune has gone down, giving fire damage to the Knights of Blazing Sun and these guys, so they can chew through the Sirens, but they are routing. There's simply too many enemies left here. Balance power is now ebbing and flowing, more and more in favour here of the Vampirates. Bombers getting shut down. Count Noculus is so healthy, there's nothing left to take him down. Archers have a lot of potential, though, to kind of pull apart the rest of the build, and maybe you can cycle charge him down in the late game. Maybe. Bye-bye, Volkmar, indeed. Indeed. Volkmar tried his best. I just think, again, he needs to push together. But he was good to, like, harass, and it has allowed the Archers to really get some good value here. Knights of Blazing Sun have really taken this pirate build to town. Balance power actually maybe kind of a little bit back more to the centre, which is pretty interesting. I guess the Empire have stabilised after losing their Lord here, and the Archers can really finish off the majority of this build. There's not much left whatsoever for VP, and if he can get some good engagements, get some flaming swords down on these Archers, and allow them to focus fire down the Sirens, maybe there's hope. Where is that Bright Wizard? Is the Bright Wizard still alive? Oh, just about. Yeah, get a flaming sword on these troops, clump them together, and focus fire down the Sirens. You'll annihilate them in seconds. Knights of Blazing Sun are going to jump these Sirens, who are now isolated. Really good micromanagement, and the Empire fighting and scrapping back again. What kills Count Noculus could be a bit of a problem in the end game, but everything else has been deleted. Unfortunately, the Bright Wizard isn't in the right position to help support this, and the Sirens are catching and finishing off the Archers, and Terror could be a big problem in the late game. And now we have Scodogs returning. If this Bright Wizard goes down, it is certainly game, and it's exactly what they're going to be hunting. Oh, no, they're actually going to bound upwards. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like they're going after the Archers, maybe, because the Knights of Blazing Sun are nearby. This unit of Sirens is going to be taking a rear charge here from the Knights of Blazing Sun, who should be able to do some really nice damage to them. You can see they are crumbling at minus 44 leadership there for a second. Scodogs will be hunting down, but Ice Powers are allowing these Archers just to have free reign and fire shot after shot in. Getting rid of the Scodogs would be a good idea, because you can see Ice Power has some really good micromanagement, and he will be able to drag them around the Swordsman, and that's just what he's attempting to do. Sirens are crumbling quite badly at the moment. Knights of Blazing Sun cycle charging has been pretty good. The Light of Sigma is still going strong as the men of the Empire fight around the carcass of Volkmar himself. We're going to be seeing a Invocation Head go down the Scodogs. I quite like this pick. Yes, they're a cheap unit, but they are a perfect counter to all these Archers who are really quite struggling to deal with them now, which is a shame. Knights of Blazing Sun are darting back, though, to come in support, though the Sirens are floating over as well. And we have a load of the Unbreakable troops holding it back Count Noculus for now. More Swordsmen can rear charge the Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs, trying to finish them off. And we are going to see a Flaming Sword Rune, so this is pretty huge. This is pretty huge. We have that magic damage. Sirens are coming in. They need to be shooting the Sirens, though, and protecting against the Scurvy Dogs, which is a little bit tough. Knights of Blazing Sun are here to support, and you can see the shots are now aiming in. This unit not catching the buff, though, which is quite poor, and the Sirens taking pretty big damage, but again, it's going to take a while for the damage to add up, and Ice Power's just not going to allow this. He's just going to fall back out of range, though he does take relatively healthy damage. Scurvy Dogs are allowed to hop on top of the Archers. Knights of Blazing Sun kind of a little bit too slow there in the back. But honestly, this has been very well played by both these guys. I thought Falcon was out of this, and he's really come back quite strong. Empire is my favourite, if you can tell. Empire can win easily. Yeah, the problem there is Noculus, I think, realistically. The Sirens as well, managing to get out of range of the Flaming Sword of Rune cast, was pretty huge, and these Archers are kind of struggling. Knights of Blazing Sun can cycle charge them, and Count Noculus, he's taken some damage. He's actually just trying to run away from these troops, not bother engaging with them. Polearms are crumbling, so yeah, might as well just leave them to crumble, I suppose, in the distance. Sirens continue to push. Knights of Blazing Sun are counter-charging. If they can hop on top of these Scurvy Dogs, that'd be great, because they've been a big pain in the butt, and a really good tool for Ice Power. Sirens are starting to waver here, which is a little bit of a shame for them. Archers can fall back, and they're falling back in all different directions, hoping, praying somehow they can get some support. Both Knights of Blazing Sun do charge into the Sirens, but they're not winning, unfortunately. That fire damage just doesn't quite cut it. This unit of Knights of Blazing Sun is breaking. Scodogs does break the other one, and it looks like that is going to be GG's, because with no Knights, there's nothing to pin in the enemy, and forces of Empire shall fall. Man, that was pretty awesome, though. Yeah, losing Volkmar early on really did kind of punish Falcon. He's still got 632 damage value, 800 on the Wizard, Swordsman and Frontline across the board. Did okay. Nothing too crazy. Archers, this is where it's going to count. Nearly 300 damage value, 500, 400, 600, and 300. Not bad. Knights of Blazing Sun, 1,000, 850, 581. Just not quite cutting it. Though they destroyed 90% of the Vampire Coast build, Count Noculus was still very healthy in the late game. 800 damage value there. The zombies, of course, didn't do much damage value, apart from this unit. 700, my god, what were you fighting? These polearms must have been around Volkmar or Knights for quite a considerable time. Sirens are just such a sticky unit, 680 and 660 damage value. Bombers, 377, 466 and 770. Got focused down quite a lot by the archers. And the gunners did do, some of them fared quite poorly. Others, 1,100, 820 damage value. The deck gunners as well, kind of a mixed bag. One only getting 300 damage value, the other 1,000, 631. And Skiver Dogs was just really good, diligent play by Ice Power, as you would expect. So GG. GG indeed. Let's switch up the map. Let's go River and Maxon. And up next, if I'm not mistaken, it should be for Poland. It should be the mighty for Poland, I think. So, I will update the scoreboard and then come to see if he's in. Evil are running away with it a little bit now after a rocky start. They are 3-1 up, which is pretty good. And let's sort out the lads' factions. Boop. So this has come up. Let's interact with it and see what we get. See what we get. If we've seen two, like, counts again or something, we'll obviously reroll.
The true king.
We've seen Dark Elves not too long ago, so we're going to go again. We saw them like 2 games ago. Obviously, if we go on further, we can get more Dark Elves in.
Defender of
So, High Elves for the Forces of Good, which is good. And then we just need to keep rolling to get an evil faction, which isn't counts or Dark Elves, I think. Or Pirates, because we've seen all those quite recently. What's up, Ice Baby? How's it going? Oh, I wish we could have some Lizardmen, but you're not evil enough. Lizardmen are like the epitome of good, I say. The epitome of good. Archers.
The true king.
I know. Stop trying to give Ice Dark Elves. We've seen too much Dark Elves already. Oh, if we go like after this one, we can give him them. But we played them like I think 2 games ago, right? Oh my god. We do not. There's so many evil factions to choose from. Oh, for sure. Like, yeah. Oh, of course. If there's a good faction becomes meta, definitely try to play it. No! Give us evil! Or I'll force it to be beastmen.
The true king.
Oh my god. Right, I think it's going to be Dark Elves, guys. Like, it's decided, right? Do we do it? No. Okay. If we get Dark Elves again in the next one, we'll use it. But it's so rigged that I'm going to force it to pick something else. You have so many factions to pick from. So many. It's gonna be Warriors again. Hey! Arcane they have chosen. I knew it, I could see it. So we do have Chaos instead, which so Ice is Chaos. And let's quickly message whoever's up. It is for Poland. Hello Duck, can you send me pass? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, bud. So, up after for Poland. It shall be the Emperor, Dodo Rex, Moore, Deadly Bunnies, Biblington, and Thorgrim. Though we may try to get Catan back in as well if he returns at some point. So for Poland, it's going to be High Elves. Ice Power's a tough cookie though. He's getting quite hard to knock off the top here, it seems. Druchi is correct answer. Well, we played Dark Elves like a second ago, so we're going to chill off on them for a little bit. But if he gets them next time, we can give him some Dark Elves for sure. Hey, Jab. Poland, you are High Elves. Cool, and River Maxon is the map. So High Elves versus Chaos. Should be a good fun one. Yes, yes. What is this Pentagon level security? I know we've upped it. We've upped our skills. Ice Power is trained in the art of chaos. Oh, for sure. For sure. He knows what's up. Hope you guys are enjoying this format though. Do let me know if it's a format you'd like to see in the future. I thought it was kind of fun, doing good versus evil. And I think evil all round may be in a better place in the meta at the moment. If I'm being brutally honest. Let's make sure we haven't left anything up. We have. Oh god. Boop. And they are currently 3-1 up, which is pretty good. But again, Ice Power's a very good player, so that obviously plays into it. Was it you who got a free-for-all lobby invaded by a random guy guessing the password? I did. and he joined the lobby, and we were trying to do an avatar themed free-for-all, mentioned it multiple times to him, and he just didn't do it. Unguessable, 3, 2, 1. We will do Quack as a password. Actually, that's probably a good idea to do at some point. Meta settles on builds. Oh, for sure. Although, like, stuff switches up. Like, even without patches and stuff, the meta does slowly shift. Not as drastically, of course. But I'm very excited for the next DLC and seeing it all mix up and change. Like, super excited. Just to see, you know, how it kind of mixes up a little bit. It's time for Lizardmen to get some new units. Hopefully we don't get kind of the short end of the stick again, because I think both Tahenwin and Nakai got the short end of the DLC. I'd be happy for them to, like, kind of make, like, nerf a few of the basic Lizardmen stuff if we get some useful stuff again, right? I don't want, like, hey, yeah, the basic Lizardmen stuff's good, so we'll just give you a load of, like, fun stuff, which is garbage. I like it to be, like, okay and kind of usable. Because a lot of the new stuff you can only use in, like, one matchup or 1 or 2 matchups, which is kind of sad. And, I mean, it's always good as well that we're going to be getting some new Beastmen, because they've needed the love for quite some time now. And I think Volpone specialises in Dowie and Lizardmen, so High Elves is going to be quite outside of his range. Whereas Ice Powers Chaos, I think, is going to be well and truly more his kind of playstyle, right? How long is going to be everybody's first binge? Oh, on the game? Oh, God. I don't know, man. We're probably going to do a fat stream on release where I just play whoever wants to hop in the lobby. We'll just try out new stuff. Feral Cult 1 should have Stalk. I've been saying Feral Cult 1's more and more, Nick. Flying Taco, Alfredino, these top players, bringing them. I mean, mainly in skirmish builds, right? It's just a cheap way of, like, pinning the enemy. I say cheap, more expensive than most get for their cost for that type of unit, though. Hello, Wicked D? Question mark. You know if the new skin can stealth? No, I don't know yet, I'm afraid. I haven't yet seen anything of the new stuff. Like, I just know what you guys know. We'll probably find out more next month. Some of the bigger guys, like Turin and stuff, might get some early access this month, but the majority of it's going to be next month, I think. It's going to be quite a short rollout because of Total Warhammer 3. So I reckon it's just going to be like, hey, here's all this stuff, enjoy. And it's just going to be carnage, which I love. I love! I saw that the Kislev roster dropped today. I suppose, really. But I haven't looked at it myself. I mean, we know most of the stuff already, right? From, like, the trailers and the teasers. Yeah, we might do no greenskin format again soon, but because the DLC's so close, it's like, what, a month away? We might only do it one more time, because I feel like they're gonna get shut down. Time to work? No worries, man. Thank you, Geese, aka Pete Burrow. Hope you had a good time. Until next time, champ. Oh, yeah, I do that a lot. Like, my game, like, people message me all the time. And like, oh, you're online, why aren't you replying? I'm like, bro, I've just left my PC while I'm downstairs eating food. Or something. Man, this is one of those games you sink so much time into. So much time. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Geese, you could quit your job. He makes a good point. You could just quit and watch the stream. Go Beastman full time. Oh man, yeah, the graphics seem to be getting better and better. Yeah, don't worry too much about the demo stuff. Like, that was really early doors. Like, we still have months away from release, so... Anyway, be right back. Gotta go slaughter some fools. Gotta slaughter some fools. So, can the evil forces continue their rampage? And they've got a good chance with Chaos up against High Elves. I think Chaos can do really good in this matchup. But let's go for the High Elves for first and for opponent. So we have double equal Bofra. Good long-range pressure. Can be taking a defensive build, it would seem. We have some Spearmen. White Lions. I think White Lions can do pretty good in this matchup. They do have those mighty Cleaven War Axes, which should be able to pierce the armor of Warriors of Chaos. And they should be able to be easily more skillful than Marauders and other such units. Double basic archers, so going pretty cheap here for the most part. We have a Mage of Life Magic, as well as Alphanar for Poland, the champ of the people, bringing in my favourite High Elf Lord, coming in with the Moonbow, Mislead, as well as Slippery, all the good stuff. Oh man, it's so cool to see Alphanar in action. You don't get to see him terribly often. He can be rather good. I don't know if he's going to be good in this matchup, to be honest, because I expect the Chaos just to steamroll, kind of rampage towards the High Elves, but he's fun nonetheless. For the forces of the Chaos here, we do have triple Marauder Horsemen, so I'll have a little bit of Skirmish Cav on this left-hand side, being led by Archaon the Ever-Chosen on his Glorious Flaming Steed. Oh my god, that Steed's hairdo, like the Mohawk, is pretty badass. Never really seen it from that angle before. With the Bullet Head, we have Fireball, pretty standard stuff, and a Double Caster, so Chaos Sorcerer with Spirit Leech. We have Chaos Marauders blooded through the front line, so all good stuff there. Forsaken and Mirror Guard to back them up. And Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons on the flank, supported by more Marauders and Forsaken, including the Swords of Chaos. So we do have the Regiment Knights here, generally considered a bit of a meme, but still, yeah, it can be quite useful. Because they do buff nearby troops, but also give Guardian. So rolling them with Archaon isn't too shabby. We have a Hell Cannon in the back, which is going to cause a lot of problems for the High Elves if they can't target it down. But to be honest, I think Alphanar is going to be able to line up a Moonbow rather successfully down there. So it's a defensive formation for the High Elves, but it may have to get slightly aggressive. And it looks like the Chaos do outnumber the pointy-eared. Yes, yes. Can Tyrion survive Slayer of the Kings? Maybe if he pops his own one, that gives him the extra melee defense and physical resistance and stuff, maybe? Yeah, Kislev roster has been fully revealed. I don't know if Tyrion's a king. I think he's a prince, so he can probably survive, because yeah, it's the Slayer of Kings, right? Nice Hell Cannon. Yeah, I like the Hell Cannon here, particularly on this map, knowing the map, knowing you can take cover on the right-hand side. I mean, I still think it's not in the best position right now. The Bolt Throwers will have to probably move up. I don't think they're going to be in range, which can be a little bit scary. Good luck, have fun. Looks like both of them are ready. And we'll get the party started. So, yeah, he's going to have to move that Hell Cannon probably to sneak out of the way, right? Like sneak around this side. Arcane's going to push forward, the Death Card's going to pop forward, and it's really going to be a case here of like, hey, I'm going to sit back with my Hell Cannon, I'm going to Fireball you, I'm going to Spirit Leech spam you. It's very meta right now to do this. Like, you just grab magic damage, which is long range, so Fireball, Spirit Leech is going to guarantee to cause damage, and then you just kind of kite backwards with Skirmish Cav. It's really popular right now. We also have two Phoenix Guard, which I think I completely missed when we were talking about full Poland's build, which is really exciting. Hell Cannon is going to cause them all kinds of problems. Archers can be used to force off the Horsemen, but they will have to stop to and do that, which is rather risky here, and could cause big problems. Hell Cannon, luckily, has been really poor actually so far. And you see Fireball and Spirit Leech has already got one Bolt Thrower down to just one model, which is really horrible stuff. And everyone's just got two models. It's so scary, this kind of long-range pressure you can do. Archers rain some shots into the rear here of the Marauder Horseman, doing some good damage. Hell Cannon once again misses, catching the Tree of Life. And Arcane's actually taking a little bit of a pounding. Alphanar is focused on him down. He has no way of healing. So I don't hate this initial damage coming in, doing some good work. Phoenix Guard trying to juke the shots of the Hell Cannon, which is now going after the Archers. And my god, obliterating them down to half health from one shot. Archers still doing damage to the Ever-Chosen, who has lost a considerable amount of HP so far. Likewise, the Horseman taking a bit of a punch. We do have the traditional Fireball coming in, catching the Aclaw Bolt Thrower, and down it goes. It's good to keep the crew alive, though, because if this crew runs out of ammo, they can simply hop on top of them. Moonbow Shot comes in, going to focus down Archaon. It does kind of clip him. Again, down about a third health now, which isn't too shabby, but at the cost of a Bolt Thrower and Archers is a little bit rough. Bolt Thrower is going to be switching targets onto the Hell Cannon, looking to get it offline, and I think this is a bit of a gambit by for Poland, because the Spirit Leeches, the Fireballs, if they can get rid of this Bolt Thrower crew before it destroys the Hell Cannon, set up defensively will not be a good play by them. But if they can destroy the Hell Cannon, it's fantastic. It will force the pesky Chaos forward, and it looks like Icepad doesn't want to risk it. He'll actually be moving forward with a lot of his forces here. Hell Cannon crew's just going to hop off its siege engine and run away, and wait for the battle to get underway a little bit more. And hopefully allow himself to get rid of the Aclaw Bolt Thrower, and then pop up on the Hell Cannon. This is some really good tournament play right here. I quite like this a lot. Like an actual tactical reserve that you're meant to do. Forsaken going to be bomb rushing into the Phoenix Guard. Phoenix Guard going to take the charge. They're trying to realign to meet it head on, but a little bit too slow there. And Phoenix Guard are going to take a bit of a beating here, but it looks like they are going to be getting an Earthblood as well to support. No, a Shield of Thorns. They should be able to butcher the Forsaken rather comfortably. Marauder Horsemen have managed to just out sneak into the back line, looking to shut down the archers, Aliphanar, and all this good stuff, but they are in dangerous territory as well. Not many friends in the back here, and they're actually going to come all the way through. That's pretty hilarious. They snuck into the box and then fled through the box. I'm not really sure the point of that was bought by Ice Power. Maybe just showing off some micro. Chaos Sorcerer has been picked apart now by the Boat Thrower Aliphanar combo, and Sorcerer Lord is getting panicked quite badly. Hell Cannon crew is still waiting away from the Hell Cannon, as the Bolt Thrower is now going to come under threat from the Swords of Chaos. White Lions are going to be moving to intercept though, trying to engage, and they're doing a good job holding the line. Hopefully can use those axes to peel away the enemy. Phoenix Guard doing a fantastic job. Look at these Forsaken just not making a dent. Shield of Thorns really helped out. White Lions down on the front line are trading cost effectively up against the Mirror Guard, which isn't something you see every day. Flesh of Stone has been popped on them, but so has a Burning Head. Going to go down the line. Phoenix Guard are going to be able to juke and actually drag in the Forsaken. Good spot by Forpone, who's playing very well here so far, although it is pretty close nonetheless. He somehow kept this Eagle Bolt for it alive. The fact he's managed to do that is very impressive. And yeah, it's going strong. Still firing shots in. Hell Cannon is starting to move back though into position. It looks like the Chaos Sorcerer may get shattered here if that Bolt Thrower can fire for long enough. Yeah, those horsemen just like driving by. I agree, Bib. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but it was pretty cool. The Swords of Chaos are being driven back. White Lions need to maintain their discipline and fall back into the box and hold it firm. Though the Phoenix Guard are suffering a bit, they've done quite a lot of heavy lifting so far. Earthblood's been popped on them and the White Lions. And they're just about dragging through. We also have a Shield of Thorns going down, which I really like to see this spawn active. I think it's quite powerful, and you don't get to see it that often. The Sorcerer's dead. Sorcerer's gone. Bolt Thrower is now switching targets to the Hell Cannon. Can it destroy the Hell Cannon before it dies? I'm not so certain. I mean, the Horsemen are here. They're fine to White Lions, who'll happily tank this. They have those Lion Cloaks giving them a little bit of missile resistance. And as long as he's not shooting in it to the Equal Bolt Thrower, I'd be happy. Spearman as well can push up as well to buckle that line. White Lions engaging with Chaos Marauders, doing some good damage here. We do unfortunately have Chaos Marauders pushing their way through the middle here. Phoenix Guard simply don't have enough men left to hold the line, and this unit of Phoenix Guard is getting a little bit dragged out of position. Aliphanar's summon has been popped, and the White Lions are going to be moving in, open up a gap for Chaos to pressure in from. But at the same time, the Chaos are kind of getting stretched and beat up anyway. The High Elves are in favour right now. Aliphanar gets hit by a fireball, but again, I think it's better going for the Equal Bolt Thrower, who's still firing in after the Hell Cannon. He needs to get that thing off the field, though, or it's game losses for the High Elf forces. Spearmen are starting to pressure, but Ice Power has raised the big gap that has opened up. Aliphanar is well and truly isolated on his own, and this could be a big misplay because Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, can come in and assassinate him, though there are White Lions supporting and Spearmen. Bolt Thrower is finally getting shot down. Swords of Chaos have engaged. One lost shot is raining in. Is it going to be enough? It is! It's enough! The Hell Cannon goes down. What a last shot from the Bolt Thrower! And the Spearmen and White Lions can now engage, surround the Swords of Chaos. Equal Bolt Thrower, take a bow, son. Going down here is no shame. You've done a fantastic job. Now, is there enough to kill the Phoenix Guard? Maybe with these Burning Heads. And Aliphanar being isolated is such bad news with the Ever-Chosen nearby. Burning Head doing some lovely damage there to White Lions as well as those Spearmen. And I think Chaos certainly still can do this. If the Phoenix Guard were over here supporting Aliphanar, it's a different story. But Aliphanar getting assassinated like this is such bad news for Poland. Yeah, White Lions are doing some okay damage, but Aliphanar's gone. The Ever-Chosen's going to hunt him down. And that's kind of causing all sorts of problems. But with healing on the Phoenix Guard, get some Earthbloods on these lads. I mean, the Horsemen are a bit of a problem, but they are running low on ammunition, so it's going to be interesting. Archaon as well with his magic could be a big problem. Looks like Aliphanar has been killed. Aliphanar being dragged out to the right-hand side may have cost Forpone the game. Because if Aliphanar's alive right now, it's so tough for the Chaos to win, but it is Ice Power, so you never know. He is a top-tier player, of course. What's up, Aldby? How's it going, champion? Hey, Elves, good. They're mega evil, says the Dowie player, of course. The Forsaken have been shattered here. Phoenix Guard, we still have 47 here and 40. It's not too shabby, particularly with some Earthbloods going down. The High Elves are in a bit of a sticky situation, but the Earthblood is going to be counteracting a lot of the Marauder Horsemen firepower coming in. There's a lot of Chaos forces rallying to the cause. And now the Swords of Chaos can just rout off a lot of these troops. Yeah, just get them down, push that bounce power back even, because it's still High Elf favoured despite the loss of their Lord so far. I've been telling Darker this, but he just won't listen. The archers are out of ammunition, which is a problem, because they're the only counters to the horsemen, but it seems like the horsemen are about to run out of ammo anyway. High Elves are going to be blobbing up now, which is a good play, to be honest. The White Lions armor piercing as well will make them relatively okay against the Ever-Chosen and Swordsman, but it looks like Ice Power is just not sticking anywhere. He's just kind of bouncing around the battlefield, trying to break the leadership of these units with the cycle charging, which is a good way, but Phoenix Guard have really solid leadership all round, and if they can keep the mage alive, that's their job. Phoenix Guard keep the mage alive. He's still got a good shot of winning this, particularly with healing, but he will have to dodge burning heads, which is going to be his kind of main problem here. So Horsemen, use up the remainder of the ammunition down to 1 ammo. The rest of the troops are kind of fleeing in all directions. Some high elf forces are coming back, but to be honest, they're simply going to get shut down. The Hell Cannon crew is alive as well, but not going to be up to too much here. And so I'm just saying good luck, have fun, which is good to see. And the Health Blob does advance. Of course, the Chaos are going to fall back and just attack these routing troops and try to finish them off for good. The Swords of Chaos are roaming into the white line, so actually you can take this in the rear, which isn't good, as it probably means they're going to shatter straight away. Almost every white line but this one got shut down, and they've broken instantly. So no damage back, unfortunately, from those guys. The big blob is looking pretty tasty, though, particularly with the healing going into the late game. And these Phoenix Guard 37, 42 models, is it going to be enough? It's tough to tell, honestly, because one good burn head from Archaon, and it could all be over and switch. We do have the Starwood Staff and a Book of Hearth going down, looking for some more magic, and yeah, the Chaos just going to kite and chase down units, which is what they should do, of course. Like, don't pick the engagements, just shatter everything first. And get that bounce power as even as possible. Yes, yes. Insane micro from Ice Power, indeed, Felix. Indeed, he's done some really good work so far. But even with his great micro, is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. It's going to come down to Archaon and the Burning Head. I really can see it. And he's going to have to get a good one. Like, don't keep the Phoenix Guard together too much. Also, the Mage can be assassinated, right? And cycle charging from the rear and flanks really could be enough to break the High Elves now that Alephanar was assassinated. And if Alephanar was alive right now, it would be such a different game. But alas, the mighty Lord was dealt a bad hand, and good micro by Ice Power to finish him off. Looks like Ice Power is going to start to bring his troops back to the main fight, looking to try to drag out the enemy where possible. As the Swords of Chaos getting ready to charge into the rear, hunting down those white lines, and trying to finish them off for good. So Swords of Chaos driving in. Flaming Swords are popped here. The Marauder Horsemen looking to attack this guy's rear. They don't really have any hope of chasing the enemy. They can't catch him, so sitting still like this is fine. The Swords of Chaos are going to be falling back, just baiting in a charge. And you need to get going. You need to get going nice. You need to start attacking, my friend. But it looks like he is repositioned, getting his troops all around. The High Elves just doing the same as well. Archaon looking to charge in here, and he does start to engage, coming after these archers, trying to do what's best for himself. As you can see, he's going to try to blob up a lot of these troops, and I guarantee a Burning Head's going to come down the line here. We do have some buffs coming down, and there comes the Burning Head. So these Phoenix Guard need to move out of the way. Oh no! This is the one thing the High Elves couldn't do, and they did it. Spearman getting caught, Phoenix Guard getting caught. That was really bad for the High Elves. Looks like the majority of their forces are being broken off here. Archaon, Swords of Chaos, Marauders are all just swooping around now. The leadership's going to be so low because the Burning Head came through and just wiped so much of them out. And all of a sudden it's looking really bad as the Marauders do start to come in and engage. It's a competitive finish. Oh, for sure, Def. Like, this has been a very close game. Phoenix Guard's still going roughly strong, but the Swords of Chaos with Archaon just cycle charging like this is just going to abuse the High Elves, I'm afraid. And, like, there's not much they can do about it. Archaon is looking to seal victory here. Phoenix Guard tried to get some poke damage in on him. Swords of Chaos may actually end up carrying this, which is kind of funny. And we do have Marauders still fighting, pushing him from all angles. And you can see, like, all the Hell forces just break. They just break and run. Phoenix Guard are struggling. They are struggling. As another charge clatters into their rear. Leadership goes down. Bounce power floods away from the High Elves for the first time in the game. And the Mage, I don't think, had any spells ready. She's popping them now like an Earthblood, but it's a little bit too little too late. Though, a lot of the Marauders have shattered. 34 Phoenix Guard might be enough, and they've surrounded Archaon. White lines are fighting as well. Swordmasters clatter in. I've just given up all hope, but the High Elves are rallying. They're rallying to their Mage. They've slaughtered the Horsemen on the periphery. They're beating back the Chaos Marauders. These guys need to get back to the box now, because otherwise Ice Powers are just going to chase these troops off. Those 30 Phoenix Guard are trying their best. Archaon down to 1.8k health, which is still so much. I still think that Burning Head might have been enough. The bounce power has come back to the even. This is so close. Marauders are being shattered. Marauders on this flank are not going to last long. Archers have rallied, but they have no ammo. Phoenix Guard are engaged in hand-to-hand combat now with the Swords of Chaos, which is perfect for them. Only 9 models left, but any damage counts. Swords of Chaos very lucky. Still have 11 models. That is huge because they have like no HP. White line, Spearmen are rallying. Archaon floating out to this left-hand side, which is the way to do it. Let Archaon do the heavy lifting. Phoenix Guard have rallied to the Mage alongside these white lines, and they beat back the Marauders looking to shatter them. Balance power is dead even right now. Phoenix Guard, oh, it's so tough that the High Elf forces got split by that break of leadership. Phoenix Guard, just 8 models left, still fighting. Horsemen are wavering. Swords of Chaos, though, giving Guardian to the Everchosen is pretty huge in a last kind of scrappy blob fight like this. Chaos! Can we do it? Can we do it? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen here. As more Marauders are forced off, the Hell Cannon crew's running for their lives. Archaon just wants to chase off these white lines and shatter them, which is a good idea. Take the Swords of Chaos, force off these archers. We have more Marauders turned to the field as well, so he wants to wait for those guys. And I just don't think they can quite kill the Everchosen, because he's just not going to stick around long enough. And another Burning Head here would be brutal. A Burning Head would finish this. It would finish this. Chaos Dwarfs incoming. Yeah, Archaon's doing, like, he easily pushes over Phoenix Guard, and that's the problem with Phoenix Guard in general. And High Elves, to be honest, up against large threats. They really struggle with mass. So Swords of Chaos going to be floating around. The Hell Cannon crew going to be pushing with the Everchosen, and we have Marauders trying to attack in the rear here. And honestly, going for a really ridiculously tight formation might help here against the charge. And Swords of Chaos are going to charge in, clatter in first. Phoenix Guard, though, shall do some damage on the retreat. We can see there is a couple of knights dead in here. Arcane comes on for the rear. White Lions, though, will be trying to deal with him. It looks like he's trying to assassinate the mage, but the mage is going to be a problem. Hell Cannon crew are currently fighting to the death as well. Phoenix Guard, down to 19 models is really disgusting. The fact that Swords of Chaos have 7 models left is really brutal here. And they're dropping quite quickly now. Beautiful micromanagement by 4 Poland. You see that duking with the mage away from Archaon. Though turning to engage and falling back once more. Swords of Chaos are very low. Hell Cannon crew will fight to the death. So it's definitely, but ignore them. Just ignore them and focus on these 2 characters. Marauders are trying to trot their booties over here, but they're really struggling at the moment. If the mage goes down, it's probably game. Phoenix Guard, only 15 models left. The Swords of Chaos down to 6 models. Everchosen is still 1.6k health. White Lions trying to claw these guys down, but the mage is really suffering right now. And I think Chaos has it, but what a heroic fight by 4 Poland. Like a true champ here, fighting for good. We've seen so many games with Archaon getting ground down by infantry. The Swords of Chaos giving him Guardian is massive. 6 more left in these bad boys. Mage of Life is faltering. Phoenix Guard are gone. And that is going to be army losses. Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. What do you guys think of that one? What a wonderful game. 4 Poland played a beautiful High Elf force. 33 damage value on the Seal Claw bot for the other one. 898 doing some glorious work. Force off the Hell Cannon, force off the Mage. Archers did okay. 1k damage value here. The other only 200. Phoenix Guard 1.2. 1.7. White Lines 700. 480. 1000. Yeah, they all did pretty solid across the board. Aliphanar nearly 2000 damage value. One mistake by 4 Poland cost that. One mistake. And that's all it needs up against Ice Power. Very good tournament player. And that's Aliphanar getting dragged down to the right. If he'd stayed central with his forces, he comfortably wins this, I think. Because so many more of his troops kind of stand and fight there in the endgame. 3.4k damage value by Archaon doing some glorious work. Swords of Chaos only 2000 damage value on them, 166 kills. Chaos Ultra Death just got slaughtered off that first Spirit Leech. Some more did good across the board. Getting some solid damage value. Forsaken and Mirror Guard failed quite poorly, unfortunately. This one 800 damage value. Hell Cannon 878. And the Horseman, of course, Skirmish Cav so good at the moment. 920, 472, and 696 damage value. Good work. Awesome game. Awesome game. Wowzers. GG, man. That is the game of the night so far. That was beautifully played by both these champions. And up next, we do have the Emperor popping in. So, Emperor, I think you're in chat. But if not, I'll send you a message in just a little bit. But Evil running away with it. Running away with it so far. 4-1. Dominating the scene right now. So, Emperor, if you can't find the lobby, send me a PM on Discord. But I will message him in there just in case he's not in chat anymore. The Emperor. Where art thou? The Emperor. Plays for Clan WOS. Awesome, I don't know what that stands for. Emperor, you are up. Let's get the faction picker up as well. And boop. Cool, let's see what we got. Got a big swig of my drink as well. That's that juicy water. So, Evil shall be Norsca. So that's Ice Power with Norsca. And when we keep going, so we get a good faction. That isn't High Elves, obviously, because we just saw them. That was really fun, man. Ice, that was an amazing game. An amazing game. Yeah, that's a problem. Phoenix Guard, I mean, you can go tight formation, it does help. I'm afraid counts don't count as good in my book. You're here, perfect, man. So we're just looking for your faction. You are going to be on the good forces. Finally get to see my Chaos Dwarfs winning a game. I'm so excited for Chaos Dwarfs. Man, this thing loves evil factions. Give me good. Give me those good boys.
Not if they get caught.
We saw Dwarfs a little while ago, so I guess we can get some more Dowie, right? Dowie. We haven't seen them in a couple of games, so we'll pop them in. Oh, passwords 1, 2, 3, 4. Keyboard. Oh man, I'm actually melting. I'm not gonna lie. I need to drink a lot more than I'm currently doing. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So Wicked D, if we got room at the end for you and Pumplechick, we'll try and add you in. I don't know if we're gonna get to the end of my list or not. I'm just gonna stream as long as I kind of can, because it is very hot and I can't open my window because I'm on a main road, so the noise is pretty absurd. So yeah, password is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the map shall be. I feel like the Ashen Hall's quite fun. We'll save that one for later, maybe. Let's go Balavitsa. I love the Balavitsa. So it's Dwarfs versus... Oh god, who was it? Oh, Norsca. Dowie versus Norsca. It's so hot, man. It's so hot. Yeah, this is the thing about the UK. Like, it doesn't get as hot as it does in other countries, but we're really not built for heat. Like, all the houses are designed to keep in heat, and it's a nightmare. Chad Forgrim says Grombrinder, hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. I would love a Dowie War Engines like Chariot DLC. Hey, the Emperor's here. Hello. So it is Dowie versus Norsca. I actually have no idea who the Emperor plays mainly. No idea. Luckily for Ice, he actually plays a lot of the evil faction, so this kind of suits him quite a lot, being on the evil side. Oh, yeah. Oh, god, yeah, that'd be worse, Wicked, for sure, man. Getting some glorious water in there. Beards versus mohawks, axes versus claws, cannons versus mammoths. Yeah, it's like a sauna. That's a good point, Loopy. That's basically how it is. Yeah, it's wild. Like, they can still have those problems. Yeah, it's real humid. I'm actually, at the end of the month, hiking Hadrian's Wall, so I want it to be sunny, but I don't want it to be this hot, because I'll die. Speaking of which, like, yeah, the last week of this month, going into this, I think it's, like, half in this month, half next month, there won't be any streams for a week, which I apologise for. I'm going to get videos done in advance, so I can upload them on my travels, but I'm just not going to be here. I am trying to make a Rubber Ducker War flag, so I can plant it on Hadrian's Wall somewhere, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Florida before, and, like, you stick to the ground when you go outside, but everywhere's air-conditioned. It's so nice when you go in anywhere. Nice! Cool, looks like Emperor is quite happy going with the force of the Dwarfs. So apart from this, we have Dodo Rex, Moore, Deadly Bunnies, Biblington, and Forgrim. I'm going to try to get through all of them at least. Can you do a live stream from Hadrian's Wall? I mean, I can't take my PC. I don't know if I can just live stream off my phone. Like, hey guys, I'm walking a wall. But who knows? Always funny, I don't have any single DLC. And High Elves, I don't play them. You mate, for Poland, you did really good. If you just didn't let Alphanar get dragged wide in the midpoint of the battle, you win. So you still had some ammo left, he could have been enough to kill Archaon, or at least damage the Chosen or whatever. Not Chosen, the Swords of Chaos. You played very well for Poland. You should generally consider learning High Elves, because you played them really well. A Caesar stick, it's the Hadrian version with a selfie stick. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Wookedy is the original Florida man. He had to leave, obviously, because of all the accusations. Let's have another little seep. Glorious water. Glorious. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hope you are enjoying. If you are, make sure to leave a big old fat thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Wookedy subscribed. How could you not follow that glorious man into the gates of hell itself? And we're going to be covering all stuff Total War to come. Look, I'm actually really quite excited for the channel because, I mean, I was excited anyway for the channel. I've always been enjoying doing it. And seeing you guys here really does kind of like boost my morale all the time about it. But likewise, we've got DLC coming out next month. We have Total Warhammer 3 this year. Probably 40k in like 2 years or something, I predict. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming forward. Just going to continue to grow and get better and better. Hopefully just keep improving my casting. I think we got a lot better since when I first started. Want to keep that energy, but also just, you know, improve my own skills and give you guys better and better content. I have a lot of exciting stuff on the way. I have started making the Wood Elf faction guide, the ultimate one. I've done all the Lords and Heroes. I need to do the units, but I've just been very busy. I had a weekend off, so I actually went home to visit my folks for the first time in like a year because of COVID. So when that's done, that'll come out, and then we're going to move on to a new series, a Warhammer series, Total War Warhammer, which I think some of you guys will like quite a bit. Quite a bit. I don't want to spoil it yet, because I really don't want any other YouTuber to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to say any more, but it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. He brought High Elves into the Dowie. Oh no. So what happens if you mod the decoy ability onto a bloated corpse? I mean, I'm not saying art, but something close. Something close. Alright, ice powder's ready. God, I'm actually sweating, Jesus. Waiting for the Emperor. After this battle, I'm going to grab a drink very quickly. Sort myself out a little bit. And we'll be back. But they'll only be like literally like a 1 minute to 2 minute break. I'm a cosplayer. I could try and make a flag and mail it. I mean, Chaotic Paradox, if you want to, go for it. I am traveling at the end of the month, though, so I don't know which country you're from. It might not make it in time. But, I mean, if you want to make a flag anyway, like, I'll have it on the channel. I'll show it off in live streams and all sorts. Eventually, like, one day, if I got big enough, I would open up a PO box so people can send rubber ducks and stuff. I have a 0 gold build. You are doomed! Doomed! But I haven't obviously got to that point yet, because I'm assuming you have to pay to keep a PO box open. I'm assuming. The triple Funk Boys need a bloated corpse spell. Explode a random unit. Oh my god! Well, like, Nurgle can use a spell to explode a unit as a suicide bomber. That would be disgusting. I'm all about it. I'm pretty sure in 40k there's a stratagem round tabletop where you do that. You, like, explode a unit. I think that's got the potential to be very OP, but the potential as well to be an absolute barrel of laughs. Nurgle are going to be cool to play, I think. Khorne have really turned me around. Like, I was like, Khorne, they're going to be cool, but I don't think they're going to be, like, you know, anything to write home about. Their models look amazing. Those little bikes they released, yeah. So, for the forces of the day, we did a bit of an air corps. We have 2 gyrocopters, both with brimstone guns, which, knowing ice power, yeah, he's got a manticore, 2 manticores, of course, like, the ice power classic. So, they're going to have a tough time surviving, I think. But if they stay close, they do have Trollhammer torpedoes down here. We have 2 units, in fact. We have Quarrelers as well. Miners with blasts and charges to hold down the fort, as well as some Longbeards, but not too much of front line. We have Slayers, more Longbeards, more Slayers. We have a Rune Lord, very popular today. We've only seen the Rune Lord. I'd like to see Forgrim get a little bit of love, but maybe Grombrinder will show him off later today. Rune Lord is going to be coming in with all his runes. Master Rune of Negation, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, as well as the Rune of Oath and Steel. And we have the Goblobber, a fan favourite of the Goblobber I am. It does some really cool work. I love the fact that the Dwarfs get their revenge, right? The Goblins have the little loons who spin around Dwarfs, and these guys lob Goblins at the enemy. It's a good, fun, cheeky little rivalry, right? So for the Forces of Ice Power, we do have the double Ferromancer Skull, of course, as is tradition. We have Morals of Weapons dotted all the way along the line, which is good, but likewise blasting charges, if well placed, will annihilate this front line, which can cause all kinds of problems here for the Norscans. We have Marauder Champions, it looks like a couple of units. Not great weapon variety though, just basic, which is interesting. I guess they're about to grind down the enemy. We have Icehold Marauders, double Chariot. This is where the damage is really going to come from. So it's Manticores, double Chariot, and Wolfric on his Mammoth. Let's give him a little neck rub there. Give him a little neck rub. Look at all these horrible chains on him. I feel bad for the Mammoth. Bad Wolfric. And he's going to be kind of course with all of his good stuff. Sea Fang, Fight or Die, as well as Hunter of Champions. And we have a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal, coming with Searing Doom and the Hounds. Good stuff. So honestly, if the Gyrocopters somehow survive by a miracle, Dwarfs are going to be in a fantastic position because there's nothing to deal with them. They kill them at Manticores, they kill the Chariots, they kill Wolfric, and it's win. But Double Manticore, it's going to be so hard. Even if he pulls them back to the Iron Drakes, it doesn't necessarily guarantee they'll be able to survive long enough to like live themselves right. Like they might be able to trade with Manticores, but they might not be able to beat them. Man, the Nagarife in general, Loopy, people always like are such a good Nagarife player, it's ridiculous. But Nagarife in general have a really cool emblem and really cool color scheme. Lawmaster as well is very cool. I kind of love the Sorcerer and Tomb Kings and Wood Elves onto the good side. Well, I mean, like, yeah, Wood Elves are kind of a bit more neutral again, but they're fighting for nature, so I'm going to class that as good. And Wood Elves did count as Law of Order, I think, on tabletop. I seem to remember. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it might take a little while to get to me from Arizona, I'm afraid. But Maggie, we need a Laraka Rub. Yeah, Rubber War Flag would be so dope. I do want to sort out merch, by the way. I really do. It's just so hard. I'm such an idiot when it comes to, like, sourcing these kind of things. I'm trying to find a website where I can, like, build my t-shirts and stuff. Ready? Good luck, have mate. Good luck, have mate. Good luck, have fun, mate. There we go. Emperor sounded very British. Yesterday, I treated myself. It's like I try not to do too often, because I try to be very cautious, that kind of thing. But I did buy a Nintendo Switch and got Pokemon Sword, because I used to play Pokemon games when I was a kid, and I was like, man, I want to play a Pokemon game again. So I bought the Switch, and it's been pretty damn good fun so far. It's been really good fun. I can't remember who reminded me of it in chat, but someone did. I can send you a pet duck. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. So on the back burners, we do have the Norscan Warhounds waiting in reserve. This map is very tricksy. You can place reserves down here, as well as up the sides of the pyramids. So if you're on this flank, or, I mean, it's the same thing for this side, right? You have to be very careful with your rear. And the Slayers need to hop on top of these crawlers, because it looks like the Norscan Warhounds beeline bounded across the battlefield to the Goblobber. And I don't think that the Emperor has spotted this. I think the Warhounds are going to get their feast. Oh my god, the damage of the Marauders has been pretty... Actually, not that much. The leadership looked worse than anything else. Oh no, Goblobber hits a Gyrocopter. That's not too nice. And both the Gyrocopters now going to be trying to focus down at one Ferromanticore. This is a good play by the Dwarfs if they can hit these guys from the side. The Warhounds are being trapped, though, between a Slayer and a Slayer. It's a very hard rock and a very heavy hit in stone. And the Warhounds may be forced off here, and the Goblobber may survive. The Goblobber has survived. Beautiful play there. Counter-punch coming by the Emperor, who's now starting to rain down terror on the enemy. Blasting charge is moving up. And let's see, where is the Ferromanticore? It's swooped down. Okay, it's gone down onto the support down low. And the Gyrocopters are struggling to hit it, which is a bit of a shame. Crawlers are being overrun by Warhounds on this flank, but Slayers are here to support. Goblobber should be able to get back onto its artillery piece, which is lovely to see. And while Manticore's getting deleted, Trollhammer Torpedoes doing a fantastic job. And if they can get the second one off the field and save the Gyrocopters are going to be so good in the late game. There's a lot of infantry coming in so far from the Norscans, and it may be too late by the time the Gyrocopters have stabilised, because there'll be no infantry left to, you know, help protect and bog down the enemy. There's none in reserve. This is all ranged troops who are doing a good job raining fire in, but the Slayers, it's going to be so tough against these chariots unless the Gyrocopters do come back, and they are currently en route, which is good to see. One Gyrocopter is being kited back by the Manticore, which isn't the worst situation, because you still have this a beautiful Gyrocopter Brimstone gun, which can focus down the enemy. Cyrodiil comes down on the Iron Drake's not going to do too much, to be honest, because they have a rather spread out formation. Looks like Gyrocopters are really hounding down this Feral Manticore, want to get off the field as quickly as possible. The Slayers are all that remains of that front line, which is really bad news here for the Dwarfs, as the Chariots are just wreaking havoc now into the back line, and the Manticore does manage to rally. It's such a shame, but it is Rampage, and it's going straight into the Slayers, so it's basically the best situation you're going to get for the forces here of the Dowie. Mortal Weapons are clearing their way through the Longbeards. Runelord gets hit by 100 champions, making his stats the absolute stats of a potato, which isn't going to go too well here. No rip. Why are people saying rip? Hopefully I haven't left the screen blocker up. I'm so paranoid about that now. Runelord does get slapped there by Wolfric the Wanderer, which is not a good day for him. Gyrocopter is forcing off that Feral Manticore, but the backline is an absolute mess. Slayers are now dealing with the Chariots. Master of Rathenrune is going to slow them down. A nice Searing Doom shall come in. And I think just the mass of enemy really is becoming a problem for the Dowie. Like, the Runelord's been forced off. This Gyrocopter is just running for its life up against that Manticore. The other Gyrocopters have returned to the field, but they won the air game but too late, which was a bit of concern going into this, I think. Runelord been finished off by Wolf of the Wanderer, and Evil once again. Can anyone stop Ice Power's reign of terror? It's looking pretty rough so far. Quarrel's Iron Drakes are fleeing for their lives, but it's not going to do them any good. Slayers and Nightingales try to hold the line. Bounce Power getting dangerously close, and down the Runelord goes. No blocker, you're good. Oh man, I have a heart attack every time. The Wolf of the Wanderer does manage to stomp over the poor little Runelord there and grind him into dust. Gyrocopters and Brimstone guns can do some little bit more poke than good damage. A lovely Hound into Searing Doom play. These poor little Chorus do get caught there between the two magical Infernos. Chariots charge in. Morale's already low because the Lords just died. And apart from the Gyrocopters staying alive, there's really not that much left. Yeah, we have Trollhammers here as well as Crawlers, but they're kind of compromised by Icehold Marauders and Chariots. And just look how much infantry there is still for Norsca. All of it great weapon as well. It looked really rough for Norsca out the gates. They took so much damage on the approach, and one Manticore going down very quickly, but the tried and true tested formula of just a mass of troops. Just a mass of troops. Yes. Corn duckies. I'm down for corn ducks. You didn't have Dowie in Pokemon. You don't crack 'em, but you do have ducks, which is pretty awesome. So at one point, I was thinking, maybe I'll do on, like, I don't know, I've been contemplating also starting up Twitch as well as YouTube, but just doing, like, non-Total Warhammer games on Twitch. So they'd be way less popular, but it might just be another, like, you know, outlet and stuff that I probably won't do too often, to be honest, because, don't worry, the content of Warhammer won't cease. That's always going to stay the same. But I was thinking of doing a Pokemon playthrough where I can only use Duck Pokemon. So Psyduck, like Ducklet, there's apparently a new one you can use, Golduck, Farfetch'd, Porygon, those type of guys. But anyway, but that's me kind of daydreaming there. So for the Emperor, Runelord, only 79 damage value, but again, he's not really here for that. And you're just not enough from our front 9, realistically, to protect this much range. I'd cut at least 2 of the Crawlers here, because nothing really got good damage value, honestly. Though he did manage to do a decent amount of damage to the enemy, but nearly 2k damage value on Wolfric. Manticore's 120, 522. They were relatively well dealt with by the Dowie player. But yeah, it's just the cheap Marauders, just grind down the enemy. It's not even about damage value at this point. It's just about getting rid of the key Dowie units so we can flood the back lines. And I think that's a very competitive build by Ice Power. Need to consider Metal Magic though. Yeah, I think so. GG. Nice rush indeed, wow. Or Flamestorm. Flamestorm's very good here. I think Flamestorms are very powerful. So, which you'd be surprised by, because, you know, Dowie magic resistance, but... let's go Doc Kraz. So Doc Kraz will be up next. Dodo Rex, you are up, champion. More up ducks is required. Thank you, Wicked. You truly are a champion, man. We haven't seen Grumskins yet. Yeah, man, Wicked. I'm so glad you're back, dude. I'm so glad you're back and chilling. Ice Power's becoming a Dark Lord, a good apprentice. Talented and loyal, yes, yes. Yeah, Ice Power is a very good player right now. And he's performing pretty damn good. So, we're going to update the scores. And no surprise here, Ice Power on Rampage is going to be up to 5-1. Where did we go wrong, good guys? What happened to us? Dodo Rex, what is the lobby? It is called, I think, King of the Hill. Oh, good versus evil. Versus evil, King of the Hill. Pass 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So Dodo Rex will be up next. I think making his debut on the channel. I believe we've had a few people making their debut. I don't think the Emperor's played just yet. He has played in a few tournaments, but not quite made it to the semi-final livestream stage. Boo, 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 boo. So, I've updated that right, yeah. 5-1. We'll get up the random faction picker. We're going to pick this while the guys load in. See if we have to give a friend code to get him in. And then I'm going to go grab a glass of water. And a charger for my phone.
Full deals!
So, Britannia is going to be for the Forces of Good. Which is a very good faction. Not everyone knows how to play them, though. So, I don't know what Dodo Rex specialises in. But if it's Britonia, he's going to be a happy bunny. If not, maybe less so. So now we're looking for an evil faction, which isn't Norsca, because obviously we've just played it. So we want to recently see something like Skaven, Greenskins. Well, I mean, not Greenskins, but you know, Skaven, because we haven't seen them yet today. Beastmen, of course. Of course, come on. Give us that good evil faction. Dwarfs are definitely not evil. They are like, not as good as they come, as long as you don't ask enough. Britonia versus Dwarfs is absolutely horrendous. Oh no! So close! Give us evil! Do it! Do it! I don't count the end times as laws, the problem. It's greenskins. Oh no. Oh no, I can already feel my mood dropping when I see the greenskins in action. There are some greenskin builds I love! It depends on what Icepower wants to do. He actually hates greenskins. So there's a good chance he'll do something a bit funny and memey. Hello! So, Dodo is Brett. Ice is his favourite greenskins. I'm tempted to be like, hey man, you're goblins, you're not greenskins, you have to be gobbos. You may be onto something we can do. Like, rank 9-minute arm pole arms might be by hope. Booze, Steve! No! No! Ban greenskins. The good news is, if we have greenskins here, I probably won't let them in, the rest of the tournament. Well, now, not for the next couple, at least. Ariel's just trying to save the forest, I feel, right? Greenskins are really fun. You've got Grimgore. I love Scarsing as well. You've got Goblin Shaman on a Wolf. You've got full Gobbo builds, you've got Doomdiver Catapults, there's Pump Wagons, there's so much fun from Greenskins. It's just, how you play them. It's really how you play them. Hey, Pittsburgh's back, what's up? And it should be a good matchup as well. Guys, Power's like, no. Cool, I'm going to be back in 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to grab a glass of water and a phone charger because my phone's nearly out of battery. I shall leave. I'm going to leave Wicked D in charge of chat. I trust Wicked D. So, Wicked D, you're in charge. Wicked D, combined with Death, I think. Death Father as well. He's earned being in charge. So, you two, you can sort yourselves out. Kind of like the Romans used to. Like, you take turns making decisions, right? Cool. Back in 2 seconds, guys. Overturned it. Hopefully Wickedy hasn't started a riot. Ugh. Or become a tyrant. Let's have a little see what he's been up to. Looks like these guys haven't sorted out their builds yet. Oh. I'm having a Cuban style sandwich. That sounds delicious. Where are my lizard boys? We haven't seen them yet. We'll try and get them in here, of course. Yes, yes. They don't pay for themselves. Yeah, I mean, I guess they, like, hold the enemy in place, though, so you can hopefully mass shoot the dwarfs. It's just such a terrible matchup all round. Yeah, Air Force with dwarfs can go really good up against Norsca, because if Norsca's not the player, I mean, if he's experienced, he will, but if they don't prepare for it, it's dreadful. If he had honestly brought, like, the Gyro Bomber, triple Gyrocopter Brimstone guns, he probably would have been able to shoot the Mounties pretty quick. And then support the ground force. Get rid of the Quarrelers. Get rid of the Goblobber. Though I love it. Just form an elite Dowie box. And just be like, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. This interferes with the great plan. What's up, the Rex Yo Gaming? Love the name. Love the name. Man, it's so cool being able to stream on a Tuesday. I have the today off work, so I can actually do this. Which, hopefully, due to you guys being so ridiculously lovely and supporting my channel, I'm going to try and negotiate my work. Be able to, like, every other Tuesday or something, like, drop a shift. So then I'd be able to stream on Tuesdays as well. So instead of just kind of like Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, it'll hopefully open up Tuesdays, so I can give you guys some more glorious content. Fingers crossed. I don't know how that's going to go down with my work, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So, for the forces of Bretonia and Dodo Rex making his debut here on the channel, we have peasant mobs dotted all the way along. Some peasant bowmen as well with pox arrows, which is quite cool to see. In the centre, we have men-at-arms as well as the Beast Slayers of Baston. I need to get the ODM guys to do some voiceovers for me for when Bretonia plays, because it was hilarious the other day. We had a Deal Duck meme that popped out of the last live stream we did. Beast Slayers of Baston though, yep, pretty good. Anti-large, I like this pick quite a bit. More spearmen in the back, supported by the Companions, the regiment renowned Question Knights, arguably the best cavalry in the game, who are floating down the side with the Green Knight and Fey Enchantress. I love this Bretonian build. Dodo making his debut on the channel in style. Green Knight coming in with his sword, of course. This is a beautiful little elite section down here on the side. As for the Greenskins, it looks like, oh boo, look at this ice power with Skirmish Cav. Shame upon you. I'm joking, this build's actually really fun. We have some Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, though, with some Spider Rider Archers as well. It's a Goblin front line, dotted all the way along. Secondary line is Night Goblins. It seems like these will most likely be Fanatics, because it doesn't pop up with the little Fanatic symbol, which is really annoying. We also have the Regiment Renowned, the 8 Peak Loons. The Rusty Arrows, supported by Night Goblin Archers. Skulkers in the back. The big un is here. And he's looking pretty mean. What a model as well. I love when he takes his head off and lifts it up to get a better view. Really beautiful model right here. We also have a Goblin Big Boss. We have a Giant Ritual Hag coming with Spirit Ridge Spam. And we have Skarsnik down on the ground, looking like he's having a fun time. He's coming in with his Fermented Fungi and his Spite of the Bad Moon. All around a pretty fun greenskin build, I think. Particularly with the big one in there. You gotta love it. Ice clearly mixing up a bit. Mate, Steve, I would love that. Zyphos does good voices. Yeah, him and Saphir. Saphir does amazing voices. There is, unfortunately, I would love to. I joked about it before, one of my managers. There is no chance Waitrose would sponsor my stream. I'm afraid. I can bring it up with the manager, but, like, I think it's quite unlikely. We have more Quest Knights on the right-hand side, good to see. So, double Knights. They're good against everything in this build, realistically, unless they sit still up against Skarsnik and, of course, the big gun. The Rusty Arrows can do a good number on them as well. And the Skirmish Cav's going to float out to the side and just pester them, so they're going to have to fall back to friendly territory, unfortunately. Green Knight could just single-handedly fend off this swarm, because, of course, his physical resistance would be really nice there. Thank God, no Grom. Oh, indeed. Indeed. Imagine Lizardmen with Underway. Oh, very beautiful. They should do through last year, I'm saying. Slant teleportation or something. Golden Wolf Riders are kind of just wasting now into spearmen and peasants, which is absolutely fine for the Bretonnians. And they're going to be forming a bit of a defensive spear box here. We actually have Felix. Man, I missed so much of this Bretonnian build. So we also have Felix down here. Felix is going to be pretty good. He should be able to duel Skarsnik relatively well, although if he gets debuffed by the Goblin Big Boss, it's going to be a very different story. It looks like he's just been tanking the damage at the moment from the spiders and just rotating his cavalry around this flank. All of this stuff, all the heavy hitters are currently hidden, so Ice Power's probably scratching his head right now, like what on earth is going on? You might just risk popping them up and over here and then whipping around the flanks, I think, wouldn't be the worst idea. Peasants with pox arrows and fire arrows do start to fire back on the Wolf Rider archers, doing some good damage as well, and the spin arms, they can tank shots all day. Beast Slayers of Baston are really getting hammered, though, unfortunately, by the mighty the Big Un. Up to 16 kills, no less. So the Hero Corps and the Greenskins in general are going to advance. Goblins on Peasants, this is all the action you want to see, I'm sure. These mighty warriors of legend go toe-to-toe in glorious hand-to-hand combat, and the Peasants will be coming off the worse for wear. But Felix is going to be charging in, trying to support them. He does pop his buff as well, to give him that lovely plus 40 bonus versus infantry. Oh no, plus 40 melee attack and plus 32 bonus versus infantry. Drum Shell Hack needs to be careful, because currently Felix is doing fire damage, and he will slap the snot out of that giant ritual hag if she sticks here. This could be a big mistake, but likewise, with all the other heroes supporting, it could be more of a mistake for Bretonnia. Peasants do some lovely damage, a good charge in the front by the Quest Knights, but it is counteracted by Fanatics, and the overflank is coming in. Look at all these glorious Knights coming out from the side, doing some big damage. We do have Fermented Fungi going down the Quest Knights, which is bad news for them. Beast Slayers need to get in here, and Felix has been slaughtered. Bit of an overextension there from the Bretonnians. Bowmen going to be falling back, allowing Spearmen to take on these Goblins. And the archers are in okay positions, far and in, but not the best ones, unfortunately. The Green Knight, Fey Enchantress, as well as the Companions did some good work. Companions are being Spirit Leashed down right now. And Felix has run in the complete opposite direction to where he needs to go. Oh no! The double click! I just saw that in action, so this is unfortunately a problem that happens in the game sometimes. You click on a spell, it doesn't fully go down, you click somewhere else, and it just gets wasted. That's really unfortunate by the Bretonnians. You could see it happen there as well. The Beast Slayers are going to be falling back here. Bretonnians continue to rain fire in. The Night Goblins are starting to break, but it looks like the Greenskins are in a rather dominant position. We are going to get in a hill now on the Companions, and it is a regrowth coming in as they charge in to try and deal with the Nasty Skulkers. The problem is these little gobbos, little prison shanks, they'll hamstring the horses and drag them down. And when a knight's on his back, you know, it doesn't matter how heavily armed or elite you are, you're still going to be food for thought, I suppose, if the Greenskins do devour you. Morgan's Major Marauders doing some good damage with the rest of the skirmish cavalry, just poking down the knights where possible, and now trying to aim for that Fey Enchantress. Bretonnian's forces are in disarray. The Felix has come back, looking to put pressure on the Rusty Arrows, which isn't a bad idea. The Big Un is wandering over, which could be a bit of a problem. A lot of the Peasant Bowmen are in quite deep retreat at this point, which is obviously certainly not where the Bretonnians want them. Quest Knights have rallied, likewise have the Companions, though the Skirmish Cav will probably be able to see them off for the most part. And this Hero Corps is just so dirty, like the Skarsnik, who can rampage you with a Goblin and a Giant Ritual Hag. Yeah, that's going to be pretty nasty up against the Fey Enchantress. Felix is cleaving his way quite happily through the Rusty Arrows, but I say quite happily, the big boom comes in from the Big Un with the War active, increases melee attack to 97. Yeah, Felix, you might want to trot your booty away to Gotrek and hope he comes over to save you, because you're in trouble. Once the Skulkers are finished off the Peasant Bowmen, Companions have managed to engage in combat with some Goblin Wolf Rider archers, but this is looking pretty bleak right now. Green Knight is engaging in hand-to-hand combat up against Skarsnik, Warriors of Legend, alongside the Fey Enchantress, trying their best, but she's going down. Felix is getting beaten up. Gotrek is going to have a right chuckle about this, and probably bully Felix for quite some time, as the mighty Big Un does go around its butcher's work. Green Knight stands alone. I think that's all she wrote. Evil once again, getting a victory. Who's gonna save good? We need a shining knight, a knight in shining armor. Man, poor Felix can't get the girls, can't get the kills. I know. It's 5-1 already. I think that's gonna be turned to 6-1. 6-1. Green Knight has been finished off there. We can get some added close-ups here. He's got an arrow in his butt. It's not where you want arrows. Dueling the hag, dueling the leaders, and in the distance, the Big Un's just kind of strolling. Oh no, you can see Felix running in the distance. Ah, save me! The Big Un lumbering after him. My God, I mean, he probably would run in. This is something Felix would probably do, like run back to a tavern, and Gotrek would have to pop out and sort out his mess. GG, man. That was a good game, though. Nerf Ice Pad, please, man. Ice is tearing right now. He is tearing. That Hero Goon at the beginning, yeah, that was nasty. Well played today, Rexo, making his debut on the channel. Put up a good fight as well. I really like his build, it was really fun. But across the board, yeah, nothing really got fantastic value. Mainly due to good micro by Ice Power, though, and good focus fire. 750 damage value on Scarsnake, 900 on the Goblin Big Boss, 1.7 kill on Jumbrator Hag, and quite a swift battle is very good stuff. My guns are good across the board. You can see the Fanatics getting, oh my god, 977, 768, and 868 damage value. Just the arrows, 1.6k. The others faltering, only 824 on the big one, but he's fun. And yeah, these nice goggles, 1000. I like to see it. The Skirmish Cavalry not faring super well, but not doing too bad either. GG. So up next we have more, and let's choose a map. Eschen. I'm gonna go a Stalin team after, probably work our way down a bit. The Chad Bringer. You get Falcon PTSD, Larry. Oh, don't worry, Falcon's given many people PTSD. Quackadoodle-doo, what's up, Aloys? How you doing, champion? Hope you're all well today. Ryan has some pretty problematic tweets. So let's message more, see if he's still around. And still wants to play. Boo, 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 boo. More. You are up, bud. Password 123. Now, Moore is a ridiculously insane vampire count player, if I remember, but I don't know what factions are good he plays. So, Evil 6-1. Oh my god. That is pretty naughty. So, let's get the faction picker back up. And let's get rolling. Yeah, Wood Elves beat Vampire Counts in game 1. We have the Empire and Karl Franz for good. Let's, God, where do I put my pen? No, oh, there it is, Empire. Oh, not an Empire mirror match. That would be pretty disgusting. Professor Pone jumping in. What the quack is going on here?
The true king.
We get Dark Elves for Ice Power. Now, Ice, it does say Rakarth here. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just going to leave that hanging in the air. I'm not saying you have to pick Rakarth. You can pick Marathi. But it does say Rakarth in big bold letters. But I'm just saying. Just saying. Hello. So, more is Empire. Ice is OP Dark Elves. On a relatively big map as well. Hellos in chat to Pone. Everyone say hello to Professor Pone. A true hero of the people. A meme meister. Yay! Oh, oh no! So he seems quite happy with Empire, not too happy with facing Ice Power's Dark Elves. Which again, if you're listening Ice, I'm not saying you have to be Rakarth. Oh yeah, he would definitely get lad points if he goes Rakarth. Yeah, in my last, I think, one build tournament, like the last non-special one, the basic one, Falcon won it quite convincingly with a Frostheart Phoenix, no less, which is generally considered by a meme, but it kind of like a hit and run Shadow Warrior build. It was really good fun. I can never say his name properly, Nick, so I'm always worried to say it on stream. Is it Ewan? Ewan? Or Ewan? I don't know how to say his name. Fantastic actor, by the way. Very good at playing creepy evil people. Yeah, Empire vs Dark Elves can be a lot of fun. Moors is a very talented player, but Ice Power is a Dark Elf main. And, is he the best Dark Elf player? Probably. Probably. I mean, it depends. There's other players who don't, like, main Dark Elves as much, but could probably, like, claim the role as well. Like, Falcon, for example, is very good with them, though he doesn't play them as a main. And there's a lot of big players like that. Alfredino, you know, Loopy, All those guys are so good with elves. Ivan, I believe. Now, like, people are joking about Chameleon Skinks, but I want more. I want more. He has memed himself at many tournaments. It is true. It is true. Thank you guys for tuning in today. It's been fun. I am melting a little bit. I'm going to try to get to the end of the list that we initially set. It might be a little bit close, though, because it's getting on to 10 o'clock here and I still need to cook. But we've got more. And hopefully, if these are quick games, we've got Deadly Bunnies, Bibblinton, and Gromby. And if any of those guys drop out, we might hopefully be able to chuck in Wicked D. And there was one more player as well. But guys, don't worry. We have another stream tomorrow. And it is a competitive tournament. We have DBD Season 8 Qualifier 3 tomorrow. If any of the mods could link my Discord. You join the Discord, go to the Death Before Dishonor tab. And there you can find, pinned, the sign up for Death Before Dishonor. That tournament is tomorrow, kicking off at 4:30 PM BST. And I'm going to be live streaming the semi-finals and finals for you guys. So we're going to be doing a stream today, a stream Wednesday, a stream Thursday, and maybe a stream Friday. Probably not, because I'm playing in a finals of a big tournament. I may stream my point of view, but I don't know if that's, like, good etiquette, really. I don't want to take the views away from people streaming and stuff. But so maybe a stream Friday. Unlikely. I also have the Blood Bowl 3 beta, closed beta. I know everyone's kind of covered it by now, but if people want me to stream that, I can. Maybe we'll do that on Friday if I get kicked out of the tournament or something. I don't know. Drunk Battle Ducks. I'd love to do a drunk streams, but I don't drink anymore, Aloys, I'm afraid. Looks like these lads are ready. Sorry, I'm like drinking so much water there. Probably right into the mic, I apologise. CA's free news today. What was the news? Battle Ducks does sound pretty cool. I also had a really funny idea. CJ just pops up saying the D and leaves. I love it. What's up, Glenn? I was talking about you earlier. I hope you're all good, man. You've made it in time for the Good versus Evil King of the Hill? Yeah, there's a good idea for a Good versus Evil tournament. That was originally the idea for Thursday. I decided to move it up to the King of Hill today. But I may still pop that out. There's a good chance that will be Thursday's stream. And I'll just get players to sign up for a faction. And then we just do a load of best of ones against each other. So the Rexio Gaming, yeah, that's quite a possibility. For sure. I have another idea for a stream. Oh, I had a really stupid idea for a stream. Remind me after this battle to talk to you guys about it. Let's boldly duck where no ducks have ducked before. Man, I've been home for the weekend. So, like, I've been, like, trying to explain to people the Duck Revolution, and they all look at me like I'm a bit mad. Just about, well, Glenn, one, that you're a very good player. But we were mainly talking about you doing voiceovers for me for Bretonia. But anyway, on to the battle. Sorry for my waffling. So, Swordsman in the front line by Moors here, with some Spearmen in that central pocket. We have 3 Company Militia in a secondary line, something that I've been seeing more and more often. With a Witch Hunter, no way. My Discord was actually talking a ton recently about Witch Hunters and why we never see them. So, we have a Witch Hunter with Accusation. We have a Deathcaster with Spirit Leech, and I believe that Doom and Darkness or Soulblight. It is indeed Soulblight. Volkmar the Grim. Looking very lovely there on top of his mighty chariot. We have Empire Knights dotted through the back line, and some skirmish cavalry in the form of Pistoliers. I like it, it's a fun build. For the Force of the Dark Elves, boo, 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 we do have Fairmant's Cause, but escorting them, we have Rakaf. Ice Power has heard you, people. I know, we've got to root for him now, surely. Coming with the Beast Slayer, looking glorious here up in the skies, alongside his fellow beast. They should do good against Volkmar, in fairness. We have Squadron Chariots, one on either flank. We have Spearmen and Bleak Swords in the main battle line, Dark Shards to back them up, Spearmen to protect them, double Cold One Knight cavalry in the rear, and a Sorceress of Fire, Fireball, and Burning Head shall be her poisons of choice. Gonna be a fun game. We've got Rakaf. We've got Rakaf. Yes, yes. You're doing great. Good to hear, man. Oh, the Kislev roster came out. Why are you worried about it? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen it yet, but I will do. He bought 8 Witch Hunters. Jeez. Yeah, I'm glad we have rules now. I mean, Witch Hunters used to be good. Like, Accusation's just way worse now. I can see it. It's not terrible. There's still a good hex. And it will allow the Free Company Militia to do a lot more damage than they normally would be able to, because they do not have the same punch of handgunners. It is not the same thing, I'm afraid. Lots of love hearts for both these guys. I think these guys are actually sparring mates. I honestly, Rakarth is a good duelist. Like, he's probably, like, a little too expensive for what he does, maybe. I think being on the Manticore is the best way to pick him, though. It's the most cost-effective way. And he can still do good damage up against Volkmar. It just, Morathi is just really powerful. Witch Hunter does get collared by a fireball, but nothing that he hasn't seen before. He's probably screaming heresy. Witch! Witch! Kind of funny, the Witch Hunter going after the Witch going after the Witch Hunter, right? Empire Knights are being picked apart here by Squadron and Chariots, but again, Empire Knights aren't too expensive, so it's not the end of the world, but it is pretty nasty still. Pistolers are roaming out to this flank, looking to overwhelm one of the Squadron and Chariots, which isn't a bad idea. Witch Hunter is going to be pew-pew in the back against the Chariots, with some pretty nice damage as well, and forcing those guys back as the advance continues. I like this Empire build. It's not static, it's not too stagnant, you know, cannons and stuff. It's like, no, I'm gonna come towards you, and I'm gonna get to you and kill you. Fireball does come in. It looks like it's going once again after the Witch Hunt, who is going to try a last-second juke. Beautiful micro coming in by AC Moore. Moore really is a top-tier player, and beautiful micro on display there. As I say, that Volkmar the Grim does get absolutely whacked by Dark Shards and is over-isolated against his Feral Manticore, but it's kind of a bait. He's now going to pull back with Volkmar. You see all the attack orders given to the Free Company Militia, plus a Spirit Leech going down on Rakarth. So the bait nearly worked by Moore then. He ended up taking a bit more damage than he managed to deal back to the enemy, but it's not the end of the world because Volkmar will heal. Swordsmen just going to be taking those arrows on their shields. And so the Empire just sorting themselves out a little bit, trying their best to push out the Squadron of Chariots, and the Witch Hunter doing some really nice damage to them. More shots are starting to pour in. Volkmar going to be engaging in the front line, just trying to come down in Manticores, come face me. And this is a really funny situation where both front lines will be engaging and both enemy troops are just going to be shooting into each other. It's going to become an absolute bloodbath. The cavalry of the Dark Elves does far outclass here the Empire Knights and more. Oh, a beautiful burn head goes down on the Swordsman. They nearly managed to juke it. That burn head seemed to come out of nowhere like so quickly, but the Swordsman will get deleted. Volkmar the Grim though doing his best job to delete the enemy front line, rolling over them, doing some good work. Pistolers are kind of vibing in the back. Free Company Militia have been caught by the Squadron Chariots, who themselves may get caught by the Empire Knights rushing down the hill. Squadron Chariots, though, are rather fleet of foot. They are light chariots, not heavily armoured like these knights, and should be able to kite backwards rather effectively, doing some okay damage in the bargain. Swordsmen have been deleted. Blake Swords are pushing their way through to Free Company Militia, who are decent melee combatants. Volkmar the Grim is unfortunately getting pretty annihilated. Might not be the worst idea for Rakarth from the Manticore to actually jump on this guy or jump on the Witch Hunter to finish them off. Volkmar needs to fall back to friendly territory and heal up, because he still takes a while to heal. Frontline has been won by the Empire though, largely due to Volkmar's shenanigans, getting up to 51 kills here. But the second line of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears can now emerge and start to engage. Feral Manticore, this is the problem with them. It does rampage into Swordsman, not the worst target, but the Free Company Militia are now free to shoot in. Ice Power spots this and starts to ramrod quickly into the back line, shutting down all these troops. Empire Knights now have to kind of rotate back to this fight to try and settle the score. Feral Manticore should be able to get itself under control. I mean, Rakarth does have abilities to do that, but I don't think Ice Power brought them. Which may have been a bit of an oversight here, because this Feral Manticore is just kind of wasting its time over here. But luckily for him, it has kind of managed to work in his favour in the end. Witch Hunter does get absolutely punted by Rakarth, who is looking to feast tonight, up to a mighty 6 kills. A banishment is going to go down on these Dread Spears, looking to finish them off for good, and it's going to catch the Cold One Knights. Doing some really good damage here. Look at this, onto himself to save Volkmar. Those Cold Ones got obliterated. Beautiful cast by Moore, who finds himself in a bit of a tricky situation, but Empire Knights are now going to start streaming to the back line. There was some tactical reserved Hellebroni left in the back lines by Ice Power though, which I like to see. However, Pistolers are also going to start swarming into the back line. Volkmar trying to clear up the main fight. Balance Power is dead even. Such a close game. Empire Knights managed to get the back line under control. Free Company Militia free once again to shoot. And Empire Knights have managed to catch some Squadron of Chariots and Dark Shards. So all of a sudden, the Empire punching back pretty hard. The Hellebroni are going to be able to push away the Pistolers rather well, but not before they get some nice damage on those Bleak Swords and continuously rotate round. You'll see a lot of good players do this. Rotating to get into good positions is a really tough skill to master. Although both these guys do seem to have done it quite well so far. Yes, yes. They're kind of small but look solid. More sure that is. The Free Company Militia doing some good work. Dread Spears are fleeing for their lives. Volkmar is floating around once more. Squadron Chats again beat out, but they're doing a good job forcing down a lot of the Free Company Militia. Though they are quite low health, they somehow kept all their models. This is some Dark Elf trickery going on here, it seems. Volkmar is going to be coming over here to try and support. Free Company Militia are loosened shots, but they just can't kill the models, which is the big problem here. Volkmar has managed to engage in combat. Empire Knights did overextend slightly, and now we're going to see a lovely Burning Head catching all the Pistoliers who do try to fall back just a tiny bit too late, but that's all it takes. Empire Knights are going to be charging in from both sides, trying to shut down the Dark Elf play. We do have Free Company Militia returning to the field as well. Volkmar slowly catching up to that healing cap. Squadron Chariots are now down to 2 models and 3 models, but they've done some work today. I think Dark Elves are in a pretty dominant position. Having 34 Cold War Knights left alive and Rakaf will be enough to finish off Volkmar the Grim, though one of his fellow Manticores has been accused of heresy. I accuse you of being a Manticore. He's done some good work. Volkmar's going to try to box in the Cold War Knights, allow the Free Company Militia to retreat and survive. He does get a nice charge in with the Empire Knights as well. Is it going to be enough to override them? I don't know. Dark Shards have been forced back. More Empire Knights are over on this side. We're going to see the big old Wrath of Sigma being brought down. It's going to catch the Cold War Knights, but in comes Rakaf. The Duel of Jewels is happening. And Volkmar seems to be skirting his way out of the engagement, and Rakaf is actually hunting the wrong target. Free Company Militia are starting to line up shots, and we get a Spirit Leech. Rakaf come in for the kill with the Beast Slayer popped. Is he going to have enough? This could determine the fight of the battle. It looks like Volkmar is going to retreat though and pull back, looking to regen. Rakaf takes a considerable amount of damage, and the Empire Knights have emerged once more. Such a close game. Well played to both these guys. Looks like some Squadron Chats have finally been forced off. The Pistolier's been alive this late. Could be pretty huge. Another Burn Head does go down on the Free Company Militia. Going to roast them quite nicely there. Fairman's called down to just 620 health, still somehow fighting. Free Company Militia completely miss all their shots, but Pistoliers are nearby to support. That should be a dead man's call, you would hope. Witch Hunter needs to probably just stick on Rakaf and just focus on him down. Empire Knights trying to clear up the Dark Shards because they're going to be big problems in the late game, but they're themselves getting countercharged by Rakaf, as well as Dread Spears is pretty cheeky. The Poor Man's Call does go down, and we're going to see a fat banishment. Oh no! These Empire Knights, if they had held for 2 more seconds, they're going all different directions, and the banishment's realistically going to catch very little now. Oh, that would have been so nice. It's going to get rid of some of the Spearmen, which is nice, because, you know, Spearmen are quite good here. And it's going to float over to the Dark Shots. A little bit of mismarker by Ice Power, actually pushing his troops forward when he should have retreated. Oh, I take back what I said. Beautiful banishment. If both these Dark Shards go, that's so much armor piercing used to take down Volkmar and these Knights. Just gone. Well played by Volkmar. 166 kills so far. Spirit Leech does go down on Rakaf, which is a lovely cast once more. This wizard is living life dangerously, kind of like away from friends, but still doing a good work. Accusation doesn't go down yet, although I am expecting it soon by the Witch Hunter. Rakaf tries there to do a bit of cycle charging. It's going to take a load of bullets with Accusation popped on him, lowering his missile resistance and armor, down now just to 480 health. And guys, the Reign of Terror may be over. The Reign of Terror could indeed be over. Could good win? I don't know, there's a lot of cold ones left. Dark Shards as well as the Dread Spears. Cold One Knights do rampage into the Witch Hunter. Not the worst situation for them. Dread Spears are just about... Nah, they're going to take the pound in there from Volkmar, who's hit his healing cap nearly. Pistolier's been alive is absolutely huge. And Rakaf does come in to try to finish off the Witch Hunter. He's surrounded so badly right now. But Rakaf is danger low HP-wise. Some Dark Shards have rallied, but so many Empire troops have answered the calls of Sigmar and Volkmar. With Empire Knights coming back, with a Novacast Spirit Leech going down to finish off Rakaf for good, and down he falls. And we have Free Company Militia firing into the flanks. Cold War Knights are suffering quite poorly. Pistoliers float out to the side and should be able to deal with them really well. Honestly, at this point, Volkmar should probably just turn and engage and finish these guys. Now, there's still Dread Spears and Hellebrona left alive, and more Dread Spears as well. But Ice Power knows it's game over. The reign of the Dark Lord is over. Well played to Ice Power. He has certainly put the kills on Volkmar. 1.8k damage value. That banishment in the end game was, you know, it kind of finished off the game, I think. It did some really lovely damage there. 890 damage value on the Deathcaster, 976 on the Witch Hunter. Maybe we'll see the Witch Hunter more and more if Moors keeps promoting him so well. Swordsman got butchered. The Free Company Militia did okay. Nothing too crazy bonus. Good play of the Empire Knights just to pin in the enemy where possible and allow the Pistoliers as well as the Free Company Militia just to mop up a lot of the key units for Ice Power, who did meme, he did bring Rakaf. The rest of the build is very competitive though. Rakaf, 448 damage value, not paying for himself. Neither did the Pharaoh Manticore. 880 damage value on the Sorceress of Fire. And the Bleak Swords and the Dread Spears across the board really did kind of suffer quite badly. Dark Shards, though, 900, 1,100, 1,125 damage value. Yeah, that banishment finished them off was really rough there. 1k damage value on this unit, Cobble Knights. 560 on this one, doing good work. And the Scourge Runners, 1.2 and 1.1. They performed amazingly using so much of their armor. GG. Happy Free Company noises. Sad, unviable lord. Hey, he's cool. He's cool. He's got swag. Freedom screams more. All freedom, freedom. The people are free from the reign of evil. Let's update the scoreboard to reflect that. So, good is back, baby. Getting two. We have to see if Mork can go on a bit of a roll here. And up next shall be Deadly Bunnies. So, let's message the bunnies. Deadly Bunnies. You are up. Password 1234. Good stuff, good stuff. No worries, Dodo Rex. You played very well. I just saw your message saying thank you. It's all good. Cool. Good luck. Awesome. So let's get the faction sorted. And let's go again. Was a fun one. Man, Ice Power, you played really well. You had a fantastic run. The fact there was no double Hydra does upset me slightly. We've just had Empire, so I'm afraid they're getting trash canned. Nice run, Ice. Agreed. Man, Ice played a great game there at the end as well. He played a lot of top, like, scary competitors. Oh my god, High Elves, hell yes. But unfortunately, you know, all good things must come to an end, and his run was crushed. I'd like to see some Lizardmen before the end of this, but Skaven? Oh, you guys want VP? I feel like we've seen them like multiple times, but we've probably seen all of the evil factions actually. Yeah, so we can go VP. That's fine. It's a close matchup as well. It's a close one. So High Elves versus VP. Good matches today, man. We've had some really good matches, I agree. It was a really good Empire build. It was good for Demon Manticores. I must agree myself. So let's see if Deadly Bunnies has awoken. And get ready to pop in. If not, we'll just move down. I'll give him a little while to respond though. Let's just check something quickly. Awesome. Cool. Looks like we're all good. Bunnies, where art thou? Yeah, we're getting High Elves. Don't you worry. It's High Elves versus Vampires. Did I say something different? I may have accidentally misspoken. Bunnies hasn't responded yet. We'll give them like another couple of minutes. But because it's getting quite late, and I want to finish this off, like I want to get down the list, if Deadly Bunnies doesn't pop up, it'd be Biblinton hopping in. If they're still around. So yes, don't worry, Phoenix. We're going to be getting the good stuff. All of the good stuff. Cool. Well, we'll chill out for a couple of minutes. See if he's popped in the lobby. Looks like he hasn't yet. We'll plan a Starling team as well. Let's have a little sip of our drink to survive. That's good water. Ducks do live off water, of course. So Deadly Bunnies hasn't responded. Which is fine. If they do respond, we can just put them below. But if not, we're just going to move on to Biblinton. So Biblinton, if you're in chat, feel free to hop in. If not, we'll get the mighty Chad Fulgrim in. And if it does go like all that way, because I haven't seen Biblinton in chat for a while, so he might be gone. If neither of these guys can play, we'll do like get in Fulgrim and maybe Wicked D. Let's just message Bib then. Bib, you are up. No, we get a couple of minutes, then we message Biblinton. I hope he takes Phoenix. I hope so too. Just to like honour you. Okay, Bunnies was here a second ago. Oh, but Bunnies is in. Okay, cool. Hello. Hey. So it's High Elves for more. And VP for bunnies. This is a pretty fun matchup. This is a pretty fun matchup for sure. Because, like, High Elves archers counter basically everything that VP bring, but mortars counter the archers of the High Elves. Oh no, he's named himself Hydra. I'm afraid it's, you don't get to pick. You don't get to pick, I'm afraid. I do love the name, though. I do hope you dip some bread in your water every time before eating it. Yeah, I do that little nom nom nom. The little nom noms. But I'm afraid, bunnies, you are, yeah, they switched. Cool. And we are on a Starling 2. Which can be a pretty fun map. Pretty fun for sure. So I think what we're going to do, unfortunately, I really want to get what we can do on here. We'll give him priority next time. But I think we're just going to finish off the list. So it'll be Biblinton after this. And then Grombrindle as, like, the end boss. Because it's 10 o'clock here. And I'm melting and in need of food, I'm afraid. Before it gets too late. I must devour. So you got 3 more games though. If you guys have been enjoying, feel free to leave a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Links down below to how you can support, and links to how you can get involved in the Discord and all that good stuff. Yeah, no worries at all, my duck. No worries, Wicked Man. We're going to get you in though. I need you on the channel. We need more Wicked D in our lives. Everyone needs a little bit more Wicked D. So maybe we can figure out like a best of 7 with you on the channel with someone. Who knows? Who knows? We had a really fun best of 7 with Alfredinho. Versus Vicious Satsuma, and it's one of the best streams I've ever done. It was so good. So I'm probably next week we're going to try and fit in another best of 7. It was really good. Let's have a little sip of a drink. Ah, the good stuffs. Oh yeah, the fun stream idea. So, I thought it'd be kind of funny if we got like 3 members of the community. Yeah, I think 3 all round. So me and 2 others, and then a judge. And we'll let chat. I mean, how to best do this? Because Total Warhammer's quite well known. But the idea is that we have to draw characters from Warhammer 3, or from Total Warhammer in general. From memory, so we don't get to look at a picture or anything, and we have to draw the characters from Total Warhammer, and then we have to reveal them up. We only get like 5 minutes to draw them, and probably no one could be able to draw anyway. I certainly can't draw, and then the judge has to try and guess what, like, you know, give the best 1 points and stuff. Something along those lines. I haven't really thought it out. I realised as I said it, but I think that could be quite good fun. Taco vs Hades would be great if both of them would be up for it. I would certainly love to do Taco vs Hades in the best of 7. That'd be wild. Bunnies is ready. Bunnies is ready. Waiting for Mr. Moore. Really good luck, have fun. Perfect spend. So, Bunnies looking to get Evil back on the map straight away. Phoenix, you'd be up for that? I think it'd be really cool. I would need people who are happy to like speak on chat and stuff. Because we can mute when we're drawing, but like obviously you want to discuss each other's pictures and stuff. These hands can't create, they can only destroy. I mean, that's perfect, because I can't draw, like, at all. But again, it's just closest wins, right? So you just have to try and capture the essence of the characters. I bet Ice Power does draw Marathi with his eyes closed multiple days a week. Multiple days a week. I can see him being a big fan of that. So we had a good set so far. We had Logic, Valkanos, Ice Power, Spudhouse, Falcon for Poland, the Emperor, Dodo Rex, Moore, now Deadly Bunnies. A tic-tac to King of the Hill tournament. Well, like, the king always has to play tic-tac-toe. So Logic's doing a really cool tournament at the moment, which I spoke to him about. And he's doing like Dowie versus every faction. So he gets a champion for Dowie, like multiple champions for Dowie, like 14 or 15 or whatever it is. And then a champion for every other faction. And then he just live streams the whole thing as best of one. And he was like, oh, you could do like a Lizardmen one, which I've been tempted. So like I'd have to get enough Lizardmen champions to cover every other race. And then a champion of every other race and do it as like a stream. I think could be funny. But I don't know if people get bored by the end of being like, oh, look, more Lizardmen. Those kind of Morathi dreams are called. We don't speak of those. We don't speak of those. But I know Morathi does certainly have her fanboys. Unless you speak to its current year, he'll have a go at you because he's all about the Hellebroni life. Oh, Hellebroni. Yeah, current Hellebron. There you go. There you go. No one mentioned naked Morathi, Ice Power. You put that out there. We just mentioned Morathi. Morathi doing her thing. So just waiting on Mr. Moore here. And we will be ready to rumble. That's like glorious stuff. What if we did a reverse tournament? Or do you mean, Aloy? Like, we tried to pick like the worst lord of every faction and give it to people? I mean, some people like Norsca could be fine. They just get like a frog. But I like the idea. Like, we give, I mean, Empire got Balthazar Gale. It's not terrible. Probably the worst legendary lord, though. I feel like some factions get really doomed. Like, you get Nakai. You would get Chaos? I don't even know Chaos would get. Yeah, a few factions, they don't have that many legendary lords and they're competitive, would get a big advantage, but it'd be fun. Ice had a Freudian slip. Oh, the losers progress. I mean, I love the idea. The only problem is people just try to throw, right? Like... Oh, so if you take a good lord, you have to take low-tier troops. That'll take so much planning, but it'd be fun. High Elves should win this, says Ice Pal, though of course he is going to be rooting for his boy Moore, who I believe, I may be mistaken, Ice, you can correct me, is one of your main sparring partners, but I may be tripping there. We have Rangers mixed in with White Lions. Very interesting front line. I mean, White Lions do come in with that missile resistance, and those Mighty Axes should be able to carve through Krabos. We have triple Illyrian Reaver Archers units that not many people bring, but I quite enjoy them myself. Leading the force with Alephanar. Oh man, we've seen Alephanar twice today. What more do you people want? Double Alephanar. It's a dream come true, really. Coming with his Moonbow, no decoy, which makes me a little sad, but still. Bucket ton of archers, just a load of archers, which is to be expected. A major fire coming with Burning Head and Fireball. And that's going to be it. No Vision around Illyrian Reaver Archers, who are so rapid across the ground, but it's understandable. For the forces of Hydra and Deadly Bunnies, we have deckhand mobs dotted all the way along, supported by some bombers. Is there going to be a bit of a crab rush? I mean, we have Solosha Diafin. Deadly Bunny is clearly a man of class and culture. Look at him. Look at Squidward. Not Squidward. Oh my god. Obviously a squid. Zoidberg. There we go. Zoidberg, as we shall dub him, with the Diafin. Coming with Ghosts of the Past, as well as the Song of Enfrollment, which is a really fantastic hex all round. We have the Fog of the Damned and the Denizens of the Deep. Now, this is actually a really good Law of Magic. You just never see it because Law of Vampires is so fantastic. We have double gunnery whites as well on the Krabos, as to be expected. I'm assuming, yeah, Scav Escape from both of them. And we have some Sirens. Sirens seem to be getting more popular these days. So, 2 Sirens on the far side and 1 on this flank supporting the Crab. So, a nice little, a mixed kind of a weighted overload on both sides rather than being too heavy on one side. The meme bow. Yeah, me and Moore practice a lot. Oh, so he's normally on the other side of this. I have to get up in like 7 hours. No way, Han. Get some sleep, man. Sleep is very important. So, yeah, man. You can always watch this later. This will be uploaded. Don't worry. Slosher, not so thin, versus the meme bow. Alephanar can be good in a few matchups. He's just quite hard to use, I think. And oh my god, what was that for a shot? He is looping that. Is he gonna hit? No way. And he misses. Okay. Alephanar trying to be fancy. So this flank color is problematic. There's not that much anti-large in this build apart from the archers, and there's 3 crabs here. There is no healing though, which is quite nice. Often you'll see someone bring a vampire caster, even if they've brought Dive in, just for invocation the heck and raise dead. The crabbo is going to fall back. White lions have AP as well, so they can engage. Sirens are flirting with the enemy. The far side, we're going to see deckhand mobs engage, and this is really problematic for Moors now because archers won't be in position to deal with the bombers, which can cause all kind of problems. But you can see he's trying to wrap round, use these rangers to get around and hit those bombers. So both players trying to reposition at the moment. White lions forcing off the enemy. Double Scurvy Dogs are going to be able to hit the Illyrian Reavers in the rear, which is a huge problem by Moors. Luckily it's not his archers, at least Reavers can kind of fight back. But that is not a good trade for them whatsoever. White lions are going to be pulled back. Moors does realise his mistake rather early on. Of course, deckhand mobs are getting slaughtered. That is their job. Some informant does go down on all these rangers. Some of the rangers have engaged though with bombers, but 2 on 1. They need to split off and hit 1 each. There's such a messy fight all round. Sirens have managed to flip up and around the formation, looking to hound out AC Moore and finish him off for good. White lions pulling back. Big Scavascapes do go down the line. Scurvy Dogs, I would charge them with the Reavers. I would turn and engage. Yeah, it looks like he's doing just that. Because the charge of the Reavers should be enough to really punish the Scurvy Dogs, who have hopped on top of the archers now, which is pretty scary stuff. Dive takes some damage. Bombers as well getting slaughtered. So all round, Deadly Bunnies kind of sacrifice the mortars to get good engagements with his crabs, as well as the Scurvy Dogs. But it is such a messy fight right now. Sirens can pop on Alphanar. They'll do just fine against him. He is focusing down the Dive, doing some good damage, but they're going to ignore him and instead going after the archers, which may be smart because the Firecaster might have just burned head, and it looks like he's going to burn head anyway. No, he got cancelled because he got hit to the ground. Oh no, that's such unlucky RNG. Deadly Bunnies flings this mage to the ground, and the burn head just stops. It would have like wiped this unit as well, and he's trying to do it again on his second unit, but once again it stopped as he gets flung around. That must be so frustrating. I hate it when that happens. White lions will finish off these bombers. We are going to be seeing the damned knights, these damned knights, popping into the back line. Well, in the front line in this case, looking to a rear charge, but white lions may be enough to intercept them. Archer's been shut down, and it's a very close game so far. Alphanar is still alive. Archer's still peppering in, but this triple core of crabs is going to be really tough to take down, particularly these damn knights charging into the archers and taking away that long-range pressure, which, of course, the elves need to win this. And, yeah, not looking too great for the high elves at the moment. Some of the sirens have been forced back. Rangers have got into the juicy underbelly here of the VP build. Bombers getting shut down. On the far side of those sirens, yeah, really taking apart this elvish build. Mage has been forced back here. A summon of Prometheans has gone down. Deadly Bunnies has rather wisely kept these summons till the late game. And they're causing all kinds of problems. Fog of the Dam down on the white lines, as well as these archers who are being sorted out. It was probably the best way of putting it. Reavers are trying to save the major fire if possible. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Rangers and white lions doing a good job in the back lines, clean up chaff. Balance of power, though, is in favour of evil once more. Maybe the reign of good will be short-lived. Bombers, cobing grenades, point-blank range into the rangers, doing some good work. Moore's put up a hell of a fight here, but I just don't think he's got enough left to battle him. But I've said this multiple times today even, and you know the battle can flip. Moonbow is shot. I am not 100% sure where to, though. And Dyfin is now going to be feasting upon Alphanar. Song of Informant is once again down on him. Balance of power is slipping pretty aggressively away here from the High Elves. Alphanar is going to try and kite back to his archer presence on the high ground here. We're also going to have all these River Archers coming back, and they have so much ammunition. I don't know if they're going to be able to save the mage. It's so risky. Maybe I would charge a Reaver Archer into close combat onto these Sirens to try and save the mage, but it's looking a little rough though, particularly with another summon coming down. Bunny's really keeping these guys to the late game. Rangers pushing forward to try and engage, but these Royal Prometheans with their glorious bluish glow, which I really like this change, so it does show you how long summons have left, are going to be bouncing onto the Rangers, and yeah, these crabs shall be feasting tonight. The offspring of Squidward and Zoidberg coming together to really beat down the enemy. White lines are rallying. There's a lot of Rangers, a lot of infantry left for the High Elves, and there's a lot of ammo for the Reavers, so they may be able to slowly pick away at the Diaphin. But double Crabos just shooting at Alphanar, shoot him in the back, pin him down in the dirt. Certainly isn't where he likes to be at. Certainly does not like it at all. Yeah, Plague of Rust is very good, Phoenix, in this matchup, I think. I think it's very good. It's just a nice counter to the Crabos in case your opponent brings them, but likewise, look at that glorious animation. But likewise, Fire Magic is also good here, so I understand that. Diaphin up to 41 kills is going to be able to break the hearts of the High Elf people here, forcing off a ton of their troops. White lines are going down as well. Some of the Sirens are looking a little bit bleak. We do have Archer Fire pouring in still. And, I mean, the Reaver Archers are really starting to take apart the Gunnery Whites. Maybe there's hope, maybe. Alphanar's returned as well. He has ammunition, so the fact he's low health doesn't mean anything, as long as you can just shoot the enemy from afar. Start racking up that damage. Maybe if we can start picking apart these characters. Another shot comes in, connecting with the gunner right down to 1,100 health. But it's not looking good. The ammo's starting to wane a bit on the Reavers, and the archers can't run. That's kind of the problem for them. The Reavers can escape everything, but the other units cannot, I'm afraid. Alefnar does get hit once again, and killed here by the Grey Whites, and with Alefnar going down, there really is no hope. Sirens flow over to the archers, they instantly break. A lot of these forces will tear out as well before the might of the Sirens, and White Lions run in. Even the Reavers in the back, they try to charge into the Sirens to break them off, but it's not going to be enough. Mors is fighting to the end, which is good to see. But look at all his army. His entire army's wavering. Army losses kicks in, and Evil strikes back, man. Evil's been so strong today. It's been really impressive. I've got to say, they've done such a good job. But Asimor, a champion of the people nonetheless, kind of Alefnar once again, and I think we've seen him lose twice, which is a bit sad, but 1.5k damage value, he's always paid for himself, which is nice. The Rangers across the board got big kills, but no damage value, and the Archers just really struggled. It was really weird positioning from the start by both players, and it ended up, the Bombers got sacrificed, not getting much damage value themselves, and the Scodogs as well, but it did allow him to get better engagements elsewhere in the battlefield. These Gunny Whites are so disgusting at the moment. 1.5 and 1.1 damage value. Only 395 damage value on Solostra Diaphin on her crab. My god, that is a poor performance by her. GG. So up next we have Biblington. I shall choose a map. We're going to go Glacial Lake. You never see it anymore. You never see it. I know people don't like snow maps, but I think it's fine to add in now again. So Bib is up. I believe he is still here, so he should just be able to pop in. Yeah, I see him in chat. What's up, Bib? The password is 1234. And then we have Grombrindle left, if he's still here, and then I really need to go and devour some food. Caradoc, how's it going, man? Hope you're all good. Caradoc is a awesome dude, very talented player as well. Bib is here, awesome. So let me update the score. Evil up to 7. And we'll get the randomizer up. Interact with it. And let's go. So let's see what they're going to get. We are getting... We've just seen High Elves, I'm afraid. So nearly High Elves again. For you High Elf lovers, but not quite. And Duck's put his foot down on them. Oh, yeah! Oh, no! I saw Grimgorn, I was so happy! We've seen green skins already, so we're gonna pass on that one. Yeah, man, part map. We had a huge donation. It was wild. I thought it was a misclick, honestly. We've seen a lot of cats, so apologies about this. We're going to try to get some of the factions that have only been played like once or so. We've seen green skins recently. We've seen a lot of counts. Lizards, give me lizards. Skaven, cool. We haven't seen Skaven yet. So we're getting Skaven. We've had what about second High Elves? We've had second High Elves, I'm afraid. We've had 2 Alphanars. We've been treated. We saw Bretonia just like a game ago, right? So, well, we are running a faction, so maybe we should have just played that. We'll see. We'll see. If it lands on Bretonia again, we can maybe push them out.
Defender of Elf 1.
High Elves, sorry, we've just had you. Yeah, Punk, I was actually just telling the people not too long ago that, yes! Yes, it's a terrible matchup, but I love it. Lizardmen versus Skaven. Cool. So, we're going to face each other a lot lately. Cool, seems like they are rivals. So Lizardmen for Bib, Skaven for Bunnies. So it's normally really bad, this matchup for Lizardmen, but it's quite a small map, so I think it's doable. It's a sign. If we get High Elves for the last game, we'll stick with it, but we have had them twice so far. The same as like any other faction, like for the most part. We have not had Skaven, no. This is Skaven making their debut. Be a part map. I was telling the people earlier that I'm going to try and have a word with my work. Due to like people being ridiculously kind. Like this community is so good. But people being so kind, dropping donations, supporting the channel, and like its growth. I'm going to try to drop one of my work shifts. Even if it's like once every other week, So then I got another day I can stream for you guys and kind of bring you guys some more content, and hopefully do some bigger videos as well. So I'm going to try and drop a Tuesday, so I can, because today I'm on holiday, so I can do this every week, which would be great. Streaming more stuff, making more videos. They don't have to stick with the players, unfortunately. Wow, the words from Ice Power, saying High Elves suck. Big words coming from a Dark Elf main. Big words, my friend. Although Dark Elves are a little OP. It's kind of sad, when people, like, main Dark Elves. Because they're just so powerful. It's like, what's the point? I'm just teasing you, Ice. I'm just teasing Ice Power. Oh, hey, Duck, you got any Lizardmen build tips? Always dread Saurian. Honestly, like, Bib, if you're listening, the best way to play this is probably very similar to how you play VP. Go wide of Saurus, Skinks, 5 Pterodons, and just hammer your opponent like that. Some cheap dinos, maybe. But any tips, Kai is all you need. He shall carry. We've had some Dowie today. We've had Dowie twice so far. You do play her all the time, Ice, but it doesn't mean she's any good. Let's have some more water. Glorious. I just hope they implement a mutual buff between Croxels and Skinks, just as in lore. Yeah, so on tabletop, they could actually be in the same unit, which is quite cool. You could hide your Croxels amongst your Skinks, and the Croxels couldn't be hit in combat. It would hit the front line of Skinks, and Croxels could swing their weapons over the Skinks and hit the enemy. Now, they do actually surprisingly work well together anyway in the game, right? Front line of Skinks, put Croxels on top of them. It works well, but, yeah, I would agree. That'd be kind of cool. Because you don't often see the basic Skinks, like the 300 ones. Like, you always see the 400 gold. So maybe just make it just a buff between basic Croxels only and basic Skinks. That could be fun. Jacob says, true, hoping so since the beginning of the glorious game. Oh, you're talking about the buff as well, yeah. Or the clock score right there. Indeed. So these guys sort themselves. Guys, my stomach is like, food, Duck, you must eat food. I don't think this stream is going to go on quite as long, but we're getting through it. It's been good fun as well. Hope you guys have been enjoying. And enjoy this format. I'll definitely try to do more King of the Hills in the future. They kind of come and go. Like, no one will do King of the Hills for ages, then one person will do them, and everyone will do King of the Hills, and then they kind of fade away, and it bounces between the two, Which is fine. But Grombrindle, hope you're still there in chat, because you will be the final game up after this. You'll be the ultimate final boss. Will you be representing good or evil? That all depends on who wins this showdown, though. Between the might of Biblington and Hydra, aka Deadly Bonnies. Oh, Hank, you're still here? Yeah, man, go to sleep. Go to sleep. We've still got 2 more battles, man, so it's going to be going for a little while. Probably like 40 minutes or something. So, man, don't worry. Everything will get uploaded. Everything will get uploaded. You can watch it tomorrow on your work shift. On the way to work, whatever. So don't worry about it, bro. We'll still be here when you come back. But yeah, make sure to get yourself some sleep. Deadly Bunnies is ready. Biblington's planning. Scheming. I have a really cool thumbnail for when me and Biblington face. That I made myself for a tournament. We faced each other not too long ago. I managed to just about win 2-1. Biblington put up a fantastic fight. Really hammered me down with those pesky Chaos of his. He's a very good Chaos main. The casual 488 bucks stayed on top. Yeah, man. I've been waiting for this battle for ages. I've been waiting, scheming, plotting. Where's the true competitive mode of auto-gen armies in a free-for-all? I think I would cry. I would cry casting that quite badly. Cool. So I'm taking my top off quick, guys, because it's melting in here. Oh my god. It is so hot. But we're back. Some more water on us. It's been such a fun stream, though. It's been so bubbly. Some epic games, some epic battles. Blood, thunder, all that good furious stuff. Glacial Lake it is. Again, a map you saw in tournaments all the time. You don't see it anymore. People don't like it because you can't see the tracing of shots and you can't see wind spells coming down. Which I do admit is a big problem for it, but I mean, we're going quite long in this King of the Hill, so bringing out some of the more obscure maps can be quite good fun. And, oh no, Bib! You didn't! He bought Nakai! It's Nakai versus Tretch! Which, surprisingly, Tretch will probably do quite good in. But let's look at the build. So, Skink Cohorts, Cohort of Sotek, just a load of Skinks, Temple Guard, which is a good pick and a bad pick. I like mixing them in, but you need to be really careful where you place them, because of Poison Wind shenanigans. We have a Feral Bastildon. We have a Skink Priest of Beasts coming in with Manticore Summon Flock of Doom. We have Nakai the Boy coming in complete naked. 1, 2, 3, 4 Tail Rise Up in the Sky. And some Saurus Warriors, double camos in the front line. I wonder how basic Skinks do, Skink Skirmishers do here. For the forces of Dead Bunnies, we've got Skaven Slaves loaded along. We have Clan Rats with Spears and Shield, Council Guard. We've got a load of the pesky Deathglow Bombardiers! Oh, a man of culture and class. So these guys are still very powerful. They're anti-infantry and they're the armor-piercing variety of the normal Deathglobes. They are a bit more expensive and they do a good job, but just worse cost-effectiveness. Lord-wise, we have Tretch Craventail coming in with Tretch Raiders, as well as Standard Eye. The rest of the hero core we have is rolling dirty with some homies. We have some Warp Grinders here, which is quite nice, but we have a Chieftain coming down with that Guardian, and we have a Warplock Engineer coming in with Howling Warp Gale, I assume. Yep, to pin in some of those Pterodons, and Warp Lightning and Warp Stone Armor. We also have Rat Ogres and a load of Wolf Rats. Now the problem with the Warlock Engineer, he can pin people in place, he can pin flies in, right? With Howling Warp Gale, I don't believe this does any damage, and then he has nothing to shoot the air core. Oh, he does, he has Night Runners, what I'm talking about. Double Night Runners, but that's not going to be enough to do with 5 Pterodons, I don't think. Which could cause them all kinds of problems. Auto-gen random races and random maps would be sick. We could look into it for sure. Ooh, 8 players, small funds, captain's patrol mode. Maybe something we can look into. So it looks like these lads are ready. And we are good to go. So Bibbleton is going to be advancing, of course, up against the force of Skaven, but it's a Skaven Rush force, which I quite like. It's a little bit neat, something you don't get to see terribly often. Good luck, have fun with both these guys. Coming Skinks point fire in. Only for Skaven Slaves though, it's not really going to do too much damage value, but if they can hit those Rat Ogres, they only have 30 armor, so I really recommend doing that. The Skink cohorts are looking to engage in the front line up against the Skaven Slaves, and moving forward, which I like to see. The Death Globe Bombardiers are unleashing hell upon the Skink cohorts, and you can see the big burst damage they do, just obliterating 20 Skinks in clouds of poisonous dust and puff, pus I should say. And yeah, that's not too nice for them. Although Skinks have pushed up and can now focus further them down, but Sildon's getting ready to engage. The Manticore Summon's coming down, and then the Kai is starting to roam. Though Warp Grinders are looking to counter punch. The Temple Guard could be a big problem here if they manage to avoid the Death Globe Bombardiers. We do have the Howling Warp Gale going down the Pterodons, and both Night Runs obliterating them, but that has allowed the other Pterodons to swoop in. If they can rock drop the Death Globe Bombardiers, got my word in there, they can do some good work to them, get these guys off the field, allow the Temple Guard to carry the day. Source Warriors are pinned in place, the Kai's just vibing on the edge. Skinks are slowly overwhelming the Skaven Slaves, and more camos as well are floating through the ranks. Temple Guard have just deleted the enemy. They need to get here and support this Bastildon as quickly as possible, because if they do so, he'll easily fend off the Rat Ogres as well as those pesky little Wolf Rats. Deathglobe Bombardiers are running for their lives. Pterodons seem to be focusing down. I'd like to see some rock drops coming though. Temple Guard as well are engaged with Rat Ogres at the moment, doing a good job, and the Ferromanticore is currently feasting upon some Wolf Rats at the moment, though the Deathglobe Bombardiers have been allowed to rally, which could cause a few problems. Council Guard are full health. Pterodons seem to have flown over them to maybe drop some rocks down, and they do. do some okay damage, only killing 2 rats though. Temple Guard get hit by a really powerful Warp Lightning there, and the balance power is slightly dino favoured at the moment. Code of Sotek do finish off these Rat Ogres, and there's a healthy unit of Temple Guard, and a lot of the Poison Globulars have been forced off. Pterodons need to chase. And Nakai is engaged right now, 3-on-1, which is really bad for him. He has Saurus Warrior support, but he's currently fighting Tretch Craventail, Warlock Engineer, and a Chieftain. That's a little too much for him. Some Saurus Warriors can come back and help. Chameleon's pouring fire and a Manticore summon, and I think all of a sudden he'll be in a much better place. First Manticore does go down. The Deathglade Bombardiers are now firing into the Fel Basildon and Temple Guard, doing some really nice work. We've got Chameleon Skinks here, but Nakai needs to be careful. These Saurus Warriors do seem to be getting hit by that Warpstone armor, which is pretty powerful actually. Nakai just been a Chad, up to 3 whole kills. Just dueling this Warlock Engineer, and he's going to just turn around and slap Tretch on the backside. I feel like Nakai is like a kind of a drunk, tubby uncle. The Saurus Warriors get hit by a lovely strike from above once again, and this is the problem. Bib didn't chase off all of these Deathglade Bombardiers and troops, and now they're going to keep rallying, and they can do some really good damage to the Temple Guard. Maybe also disengage the Fel Basildon and come over and slaughter these guys, allow the Curve of Sotek to deal with the Council Guard. More Skinks are swarming. The Kite is just about holding the middle, and it looks like the Pterodons are doing a good job on the back line, so they are focusing down the enemy range where possible and force them off the field. A real scrappy game so far. Chieftain is going down to the might of the guy who just punches some rats in the face, and that Chieftain is running for his life. Now Tretch Craventail is outnumbered, surrounded, and alone, but he's doing some good work on the Kai here, slowly whipping him down. But he's doing some good stuff. We're still going, we're still going. We're still going. We've got one more game after this one as well. A summoned Manticore does come down here, and it needs to focus down Tretch. And Nakai is trying to duel, but it's not going well. Deathglade Bombardier has been shut down by Fel Basildon. I think this is very Lizardman fed right now. Danny Bunning's doing a good job, chase off all the key targets. Good type priority for him so far. Nakai is having to fall back, which is a little sad to see if I'm being perfectly honest. Fair Manticore is going to go after Tretch now. Standard die has been popped, and Tretch is tanky. Like, he doesn't have much health, but he's got good melee defense. 94 with that buff popped is quite hard to hit. Warlock Engineer has raid. Council Guard, 75 of them can still do good work. I really like the Temple Guard pick by Bib. They've caused all kind of problems. We are going to see more lightning come down, but it's actually in a patch where there's not that many Temple Guard, and it's not going to do too much damage. Night Runners have used up all their ammunition and are now going to have to engage in hand-to-hand combat. Nakai is about to be in the fight of his life. He does slam back that Warlock Engineer, quite close to Tretch though, which could be dangerous, and it does some good work. Actually, Tretch is quite happy right now. He's looking pretty strong. Armor does go down, and he is going to be hunting Nakai's booty once more. And Fair Manticore though is doing a good job. Nakai does pull back. Bib very aware at the fragility of Nakai at the moment. Basildon's doing a good job, just ramrolling troops in the distance. The Council Guard are nearly dealt with, only 45 models left with very low HP. Flock of Doom does manage to catch a load of Night Runners, which is a really good pick. Chameleon Skinks continue to rain in fire. Wolf Rats are going to be able to hop on some camos here. That should boost the morale as well, because they're going to be winning that combat. And the Paulo Warlock Engineer is trying to get the grips on the Kai, so that's 1,100 health. He can come in here and finish this guy off. He just needs to be careful of Tretch, who is a treacherous bin. And it's up to only 448 health, damage value. I thought he'd be doing a little bit better there. Basildon is going to be rambled in. Chameleon, to just look at the value on this Chameleon. Just chase off all these units. Beautiful work here by Bibbington. Balance of power is falling dangerously close now towards army losses for the Skaven. Council Guard, of course, are stabilising where possible. Pterodon play was good, using chase off characters, and I don't think double Night Runners was enough to deal with 4 Pterodons with the Howling Warp Gale, which could be a big problem. Now Nakai does come in. He strikes when he wants, and he's going to be striking at Tretch Craventail here. Shattering him, minus 102 leadership. Yeah, that's some pretty bleak stuff. Just the Council Guard fighting, and that is game. I'm leaving a long pause there, guys, because that was amazing. That was amazing. We Tretch versus Nakai. 2 champs, but good. Does strike it back. Lady Bunny's will fall, unfortunately. He had a nice little run, though, getting the first win as well. 750 damage value on Nakai versus the 516 on Tretch, proving once and for all Nakai is better in every aspect of his life, though he does cost a ridiculous amount more. Skink suffered, but Saurus did pretty decent, as did the Code of Sotek and the Temple Guard. 950, 597 damage value, not necessarily making their gold back, but just tearing through anything that was chucked to them. Camos 1.2 and 596 damage value, good work by them. The Pterodons, again, not much damage value, but this broke a lot of troops, managed to chase them away, and that's really what won this. Terran Riders 600, 100, 450, and 856 damage value. 4 Hydra, or Lady Bunnies. Warlock Engineer, 600 damage value is not bad. Chieftain, 483. A lot of the ground troops just kind of died, unfortunately. Cancer God got 900 damage value, 888 and 698 from the Night Runners is good. The Mighty Deathglow Bombardiers, 900 and 594 damage value apiece. And the Rats did okay. Rat Ogres kind of suffered, of course, with the Temple Guard and nearby support. Chad Fulgrim has entered. Hello. I meme too hard. He meme too close to the sun. So, let's switch the map up. Let's go Iron Sand Desert. Change the score. So, good does strike back. Now, it's still not good. Obviously, it's 3-7. Unfortunately, Fulgrim can't be Dwarfs, which is I'm kind of upset about. Because he will be representing evil, but it'd be good fun to see him as that faction as well. Scale last factions in. I'm then going to quickly go and like shove a yogurt in my face, because I'm very, very hungry. It's making me feel a bit ill, so. If Tretch gets over 1k value, Skaven win by default. We've just had Lizardmen, so though I do love them, we're going to have to pass on that one. The old ones will prevail! Yes, I do love them. Boy, Ducky, you going to watch England versus Scotland this Friday? I am indeed. We've seen, like, so much Dark Elves, so we'll try and get something new. Yeah, I certainly will. I'm not sure what time it is. Hopefully it's, like, evening, so I think I'm meant to be in a tournament. No, hopefully it's during the day, and not in the evening. Man, this one loves Dark Elves. We haven't seen Norsca played yet, I don't think. No, we did see Norsca once with Frog, right? We haven't seen Beastmen.
Attack the mortals!
I've seen counts. I'm not gonna do factions we've seen a ton. We've seen a ton of counts as well. So sorry about the delay here, but we need to get some factions we haven't got to love. Oh my god. Give me factions! Give me factions I can use! Even if they've been played multiple times, not ones that have been played multiple times recently. Right, we're going with Bretonia. We've only seen one Brett game so far. So Bretonia for the Forces of Bib here, and the Forces of Good. And then, for the Forces of Evil, we shall have Chaos. I'm down for more Chaos. We've seen some Chaos, but... so, Bretonia versus Chaos. Brett for Bib. Chaos for the Chad. Thanks for the tip, by the way. Nakai is indeed OP. Good to see. So, I'm going to let this guys build quickly. It's 8. Oh god, I'll have to have a talk with the organiser of the tournament then. I shall leave. Oh god, Wicked D's left. J Phoenix, you shall be in charge while I go quickly shove a yogurt in my face. I'll be right back, guys. I'm back, guys. Apologies, I really had to like go shove a yogurt in my face because I was getting like feeling a little bit ill because I hadn't eaten since lunch, and the stream's going on a lot longer than I thought. But I'm back. I'm back. What's up, Dutch Skink? Long time no see, man. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're all well. This is the last game. Good versus Evil, Bretonia versus Chaos, Biblington, Chad Fulgrim, aka Grombrindle. It's going to be a hell of a showdown. Ready, good luck, have fun. Chaos for the Chad, so the prophecies about the last boss will come true. I hope he goes Fulgrim. I hope we see it. Dutch Skink, is that you? My long lost brother. Yeah, Dutch Skink, what happened, man? You just like take a break for a while. Dutch Skink, you just have a YouTube channel up for Total War. I'm not sure if it's still active. Hopefully it is. But yes. So guys, this is the last battle. It's your last chance to leave a thumbs up on the video. It's your last chance to look at all those glorious links down below. If you want to pre-order the latest DLC, pre-order Total War Warhammer 3, you can do that with a discount. Yeah, save you guys some money, which is quite nice. There's also links to my Discord and all that kind of good stuff, so you can get involved in events like this in the future. Which is good to see. Oh man, I feel so much better after just eating that yogurt. I have a fat pizza ready for me as well. I preheated the oven and everything. Got chorizo, creamy chicken and chorizo pizza. I'm going to eat the whole thing, I don't care. I do not care. I'd be too hungry. I'm back. Yeah, school. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, obviously school's important. I hope school's going well. Hope all is well for you, man. Despite the fact you couldn't, continue being around as much, of course. But real life must take priority. Last 1.5 weeks, and then I'm picking YouTube back up because of vacation. Nice to hear, man. Nice to hear. So here we are. Iron Sand Desert, the glorious plains of battle! And, it's quite a fun map all round. You can have a little bit of problems sometimes with people corner camping here, because they don't, like, unintentionally, because they're like, oh, it's not a white line, so it's fine, but this is an extension of the white line, because it actually comes from past it, unfortunately. Oh, man, I cannot stress how hungry I am. So I went out, like, to the cafe, and we had, like, nibbles when we were there and stuff, but I never even really had a proper lunch. So, yeah, I'm gonna be a happy ducky eating some pizza after this. Because I think the stream's been going on for like 3.5 hours. I thought it was going to be like a 2.5 hour stream, so that explains it. But it's all good. We're going to be back as well streaming tomorrow. DBD, Death Before Dishonor, is tomorrow. 4:30 PM BST is the start of the tournament. You can feel free to play. Links in my Discord. And we'll be streaming the semi-finals and finals, which probably means about a 7:30 stream start roughly on average, but it's there or thereabouts, you know. And here we go. So, for the Might of Biblington, we have King Leon Leonker up in the skies, with a Paladin as well. You don't often see the Paladin on a Pegasus anymore, at least I don't. And I think they're going to be a pretty hard-hitting duo. I'm just so used to seeing the Paladin on horseback because of the Fate. With Damsel of Beast, coming Manticore Summon, Flock of Doom, Scroll of Shielding. Main battle line shall be Peasants, backed up by Peasant Bowmen with Pox Arrows. We have Men-at-Arms, as well as Men-at-Arms with Polearms, and a crap ton of cavalry. Knights Errant, Defenders, more Knights of the Realm as well. So that's a pretty cool little cavalry contingent. Nothing too crazy and expensive though. And also micromanagement. Good to see how that Bibs trusts his micro, but also good to see how he does indeed manage all this cavalry. For the Warriors of Chaos, we have Marauder Horsemen on the flanks. We have Chaos Marauders and Chaos Warrior Halberds in the main front. Backed up by double Forsaken. Now, Forsaken are an interesting pick. They will chew through all the Men-at-Arms and Peasants very quickly. They may not make their damage value back, but they'll certainly get rid of the chaff, which is quite key in this matchup, and one of them is Regiment Renowned. With the Summoners of Rage, as well as basic Dragon Ogres. Now, Summoners of Rage aren't an uncommon pick, but the basic Dragon Ogres are you don't get to see every day, and they got some pretty cool models. Nothing to write home about, I think nothing like too crazy, but yeah, this guy looking pretty angry. Leadership Corps, of course, we have Chad Sigvald, the Glorious. It's so funny how he was a pretty terrible lord before, and now he's like incredibly powerful. Coming in with that Uric armor. Slippery, Heroic Killing Blow, and Stand or Die, alongside a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with Simple Burning Head. So just going with the Burning Head Looking to get as much value from that spell as is physically possible. I like it in here because Overcast, it can do some okay damage to the knights if they blob up, but likewise it can get rid of the peasant bowman, which is really what he's looking for here. Fuzzy lady! Fuzzy lady indeed! For the Kazmodan! I'm not sure what that is, Caligar, I'm probably dumb. It sounds very dwarfish. Very dwarfish. Because Galmaraz was, of course, made by dwarfs. Anyway, King Leonlinka is going to be pushing forward. And there's not too much to really stop him cycle charging, apart from the summoners and the dragon ogres. As long as he stays away from them, he can actually just walk up to this Chaos Sorcerer and snipe it. And it may well try and do that now. He's just floating up ahead, saying hello, saying what's up. Forsaken do charge ahead of the battle line. They're a little bit more swift than their heavily armoured cousins. And they're getting shot pretty good, but a burn head does get missed here by Biblinton. He just about checks it late on. It's only going to catch one unit, but it's going to stop them firing, and that's almost as important as killing them here. Stopping them firing, allowing the Forsaken to engage with the peasants, where they can really do some good work. I'd love to have seen some of the cavalry kept in reserve to cycle charge down the front line. I think could have done really nicely there. We do have cavalry on this side looking to actually overwhelm the Royal Horsemen, but they're simply going to fall back. The King does charge in for a rear attack here on top of the Chaos Sorcerer fire. Paladin's nearby to support, but Sigvald's nearby, and he's going to pop stand or die. He's a very tough cookie to break. Sword of Crone does go down. Demon Spew are not loving this whatsoever. But all the peasant archers have been forced back. The cavalry, likewise, has been beaten back on this side. Needs to rotate round, really. Hammer into this Forsaken and protect what you can, because he can't protect the far side, unfortunately. A little bit of lag does kick in, which is a little bit sad here. The Manticore has been summoned. It was too powerful, it would seem. Did it lag the game out? Hopefully it's not our end. I don't think so. The stream strength says it's all good. The Summons of Rage are doing a good job, though, punching through the peasant mobs. And Manticore Summon does have Scroll Shield popped on it, so it's certainly going to be engaging most likely with... Oh, it's going after the Chaos Sorcerer, which isn't a bad idea whatsoever. Now, King Leon is very tanky, but he needs to be careful. Surrounded by Chaos Warriors of Halberds, as well as Summons of Rage. That is a recipe built for disaster, so these knights need to come over here and just really start hammering these guys down, free up the King, getting back up into the skies. But the Ferromantical pressure is doing pretty good, hunting down that Chaos Sorcerer fire. And in come the knights in the rear charge, hammering down those Chaos Marauders, rear charging into the Halberds, doing some ridiculously good damage, but they don't want to stick too long. Peasant Bowmen with Pox Arrows are raining fire down, aiming at the Summons of Rage, which I think is a good target. Try and get these guys off the field. They have scaly skin, but they're not invincible. Once again, King Leon Leclerc charges into the fray, and it's a massive whack on the Chaos Sorcerer, tear out on him, but the Summons of Rage are here to support, and the King all of a sudden finds himself in a sticky situation. He needs to fall out to the left here, realistically, to allow him to get back up into the skies, because if he sticks this out for too long, he is not having a good time. Knights of the Realm are here to support. They are anti-large, looking for a rear charge on the Summons of Rage, but they got intercepted by some Chaos Warriors for Halberds, and that's broken their charge. That's disastrous, and the King may well go down here. Foestaker has been popped, going to enable him to get back up into the sky and flee. Burning Head does go down, but it honestly roasts as many Chaos Warriors or Halberds as it does Man-at-Arms and other units. So, probably not the best cast there, but Summons of Rage do overwhelm the Knights of the Realm. Second Ferromantical Summon has gone down. Overarching view of the battlefield, the Dragon Ogres have taken quite a beat at this moment. Peasant Bowmen have returned, which is really good news, because they're going to be quite needed there. A Chain Lightning is going down, but, I mean, it does catch Knights on the way in, so actually it was a good cast. It looked a bit dubious because it was so close to the Halberds and nothing else, but it really did catch his knights on the way in, and it's some good work there, so quite a nice cast there. Mid-arms penning in the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. We also have more of the Horsemen, though, who are starting to rain fire from afar, and Sigvald and the Summoners make a really good combo because you have the anti-large, anti-infantry duo, and these pawn defenders are really getting dragged down. Ferromantical Summon will not last forever, and the King, once again, coming off that Shaman. He really hates wizards. He's been doing this all game, looking to kill the Chaos Sorcerer, who does flee. Stand or Die has been popped, trying to aid these Chaos Warriors. Balance power is very even at the moment. Peasants are actually focusing down the Chaos Sorcerer, which is a bit of a mistake. They really want to hop on top of these Summons of Rage. They've only got 60 armor. Try to finish those guys off and protect the back line, which is doing fantastically here. Knights of the Realm countercharge the Horsemen, who are trying to be a little sneaky and get on top of these Peasant Bowmen. More Horsemen as well continue to raid into the back line. These Knights do seem aware to the danger, though, and they're going to immediately countercharge. Lowering Lancers, get in here, catch them on the charge. There's only 15 Knights left, though, so they're not able to pin these guys in for good, but should do some relatively decent damage. Sigvald does manage to beat off that Ferromanticore, as well as all the peasants fleeing. Some of his own troops have run for their lives, but the Pawn Knights of the Realm are now in a really rough spot. With Halberds here, we have Dragon Ogres here. Balance power is going more and more in favour of the mighty Chaos. Flock of Doom comes down though. Really nice Flock of Doom by Biblinton, catching a lot of units. And now the king is returning, maybe praying he gets some god-like RNG on Prince Sigvald, is able to finish him off, but more likely he really wants to kill this Chaos Sorcerer Lord. He's not been a fan of his at all. All across the board, Chaos are dominating. We've got some peasants returning, some knights here who can come back as well, but it's a little bit too little, I think. Damsel of the Beast is getting finished off. That Sorcerer Lord, will he survive? Will he go down? He is running for his life and looks to be probably escaping. Knights of the Realm do come in for counter charge, and he may well go down, but at what cost? King Leon Lernker is got sort of Crone down, has standing ground down, trying to duel the Summons of Rage. Not honestly the worst idea to stick that out and fight it. And it looks like finally the Chaos Sorcerer Lord has been dealt with. Down to 129 HP, the true love story of the day. King Leon Lernker and Chaos Sorcerer. Knights charge in on the Summoners. The King probably wants to engage as well, trying to finish him off, but it's getting so close to army losses right now. And the Chaos Sorcerer Lord Chaos Sorcerer, not Lord, sorry, will survive. A load of the big old Summoners and Dragon Ogres do die there as the mighty King Leon charges in. You can see a load of bodies on the ground, but it is still looking pretty bleak. Now, the King can regenerate, which is huge. Peasant Bowmen trying to rain in fire. Now, if they can just shoot the Dragon Ogres to death, maybe the King can cycle charge this. The 74 Chaos Warriors of Halberds is going to be a big problem, but everything else he could cycle charge, I mean, Sigvald as well, is a bit of a nuisance. Knights Errant are going to be charged in, trying to make a name for themselves up against the Summoners, or Dragon Ogres, I should say, just the basic ones, and it's not going to go well for them. Army losses kicks in, and the mighty forces do fall out. I'm sorry, Katam, I have to head off, man. I am struggling. I apologise if the commentary has dropped. I am very, very, out of it at the moment. I do need some food and stuff. And we have been streaming as well, in fairness, for, coming up to 4 hours, I think. 3 hours and 45 or something. So we will be hopping off. Sorry, Katam, but next time we're trying to make you and Wicked a priority, because you guys couldn't play today. Well played to Bidmonton. King Leon Lernker, 1.4k damage value. And of course, he did some nice work as well in general for the forces of good. Paladin unfortunately did falter, and not much damage value across the board on a lot of key troops. Some of the Knights of the Realm did okay. 700 damage value, 1,300 is nice. The Peasant Bowman as well, just kind of struggled to stay online long enough. 800 on the unit, which did continuously fire. Chad Fulgrim was the end boss. Why do I hear end boss music? It's because Grombrindle is here, and he is bringing the Chaos with him. Maybe getting prepared for the Chaos Dwarfs in the future. 1.9k damage value on the Mighty Sigvald. The Chaos Sorcerer Fire, 862, not too shabby, though it did get hunted down quite a lot. Forsaken didn't perform too well, to be honest. I mean, 760 and 770 damage value is not bad, but it's really not fantastic either for such expensive units. But no, still, doing good. 1.3k for the Chaos Warriors of Halberds. Again, real MVPs here, 800 on this unit. And the Dragon Ogres, 940 and 2.8k on the Summons of Rage. Disgusting value there. Well played, and evil shall reign supreme. GG. Evil shall reign supreme. So let's update the scoreboard, and before you guys go, we will try and send you off to anyone else who is streaming Total Warhammer multiplayer. And we can do a little raid. It's quite fun joining these raids. I hop somewhere and press quack, and then just a load of quacks appear. It's fantastic. But well played. Evil had a very good duel to its advantage. It did. It had very good duels, yes, it did. Not enough Dowie to stem tide. Indeed. Indeed, but Dwarf shall win. Chew its own chicken, yes, yes. My god, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I've really been, slacking in the commentary in the later stages here. It's just because I'm a little bit out of it right now, but it's all good. Loves the streams like this, just enough randomness to be fun and make things not super meta, but not ridiculously gimmicky. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a nice compromise. Well, you get a random faction, but you're not forced to, play terrible stuff. See, evil always wins in the world. The whole tournament looks like end times. It does, it does. So, guys, let's take a quick look on YouTube. Is anyone streaming? Doesn't look like it. No one streams Total Warhammer anymore, multiplayer. Let me check though for you guys. Beep, 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 beep. Live. So Dame Offensive is doing some campaign. So if you want to check out campaign, it's all just campaign. Very sad dark noises. Very sad. Well, what I'll do is I'll send you over to Dame Offensive anyway. She's a really lovely caster. She's actually doing a charity stream right now, so please do pop in and yell quack to her as much as possible. It's for charity as well, her stream. So, you know, popping over there and just showing some support and saying quack can always be quite good fun. So let's go for a raid, lads. I'll be with you all the way. So here's a link to her thing. If you would like to go raid with me, I'm going to pop over there in just a second and press quack. And feel free to quack at her. Yeah, say hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a really fun stream. Massive shout out for all the support. You guys are awesome as always. And an even bigger shout out to our ridiculous donation as well, coming in from the almighty Father himself. Doing some lovely stuff. So thank you guys. Let's go on a raid. And until next time, which will be tomorrow, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.